Cool. Glad to be here. All right. What is up, everyone? It's Monday again, which means it's time for another edition of our stay-at-home open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. My name is Rich. I'll be your host, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. What's up, YouTube? What's up, world? We do have people who join in right away at the live stream. And hold on, I got a little. Yeah, okay. I got distracted because I was watching on my iPad as well. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. This is the stay at home open mic. For many, it's the late show, the Monday night online open mic. Some people are coming from like their third straight open mic, and that's really cool. Because there's always a lot to share, and there's always a lot of community to listen in and vibe off of, and learn new things from, and just really experience a whole gamut of humanity. Right? Put the hue, the HUE in humanity, right? But as always, it's a stream. We got a lot of people signed up tonight. As always, we have a lot of poets. I don't know if we have any musicians. I need to double check. But as always, I will announce them up to the stage, and as always, they're going to perform. And I will always encourage you guys to share your social media, ways in which you guys can connect with performers, and as always, definitely interact with one another, make noise. That's how we show love. And yeah, my name is Rich. We are based out of El Paso, Texas, Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. In addition to the online shows, we have started cautiously live events again. And I am happy to announce that I think we have four live shows this month. And one of them is going to be a special feature for two poets that we love, Denise Signs, poet Conras Fire. They recently have had their first collections published. And so we're going to have a book release on the east side of town at 306 Studios. I'll post all that info. If you're not already following us online, you can follow us on Facebook, Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, YouTube, Barbed Wire Open Mic, Instagram, You see the theme? Barbed Wire Open Mic or BWOMS. But without further ado, this show is for everyone. I'm going to try and like not as talk as much. That's my goal every open mic, and just introduce people. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and start off in New York City. And again, I'm not changing the list. This is just how you sign up. She has like a sniper, like online sniper. As soon as the list goes up, boom, she's on there, which is cool because I think it's a way to start off the show. We have Deadpan Lizzie joining us from New York City. What is up? Welcome back.
Just my stage manager, sniper superpowers. Good to be with everyone. It's kind of hot in my apartment though, so I'm gonna take my beanie off. Yeah. Go Yankees if the advocate was here. I promise there's not a third one under here because that would be kind of uncomfortable. Okay. I'm gonna read two poems. I just read this twice, but I'll read it for a third time. It's called Zooey Deadpan Glass. If you listen clearly to me, I come off as a female Zooey Glass. I have no fucks left to give, as you well know by now. If you had a dime for every time I have said this in my poetry, you could pay off your student loans and the poet who is in the Zoom box next to you. I know I have talent. They say I'm so adorable they cannot control themselves. I'm not as rude as Zooey. I do not body shame people, and I vote correctly. If Zooey could vote, I imagine he would not be a moderate Democrat. But we do share so many similarities. We are artists, progressives, though we get rather annoyed with our families. At the end of the day, we do not know what to do without them. We are both so Jewish that most shiksas don't know what to do. We're always looking for the right Jewess. Sometimes we're too clever for our own good, but we cannot help ourselves. Practicing schnickery when we are not creating art. And ladies, when I go to Strand or the Greenlight bookstore to try to find one of you to take out to dinner, I will be perusing for those in the Salinger section. Though you better not be purchasing Catcher in the Rye. No one likes a protagonist who is a whiny brat. And before you fight me on this, both Franny and Zooey are brats, but well-rounded brats. And ladies, remember, it's pronounced Zooey, not Zoe. I mean, to be fair, Zooey is in his name, not Zoe, and it's not rocket science, because if it was, I wouldn't have the time to write poetry. I love Franny and Zooey so much, I named two characters in one of my own plays after them, have dedicated published political essays to them. The Glass family is my family. We have Les, Bess, Franny, Zooey, and Seymour, though my brothers love to disagree. But to my Leo brother, who is Taurus, your favorite book is Race High the Roof Beam. You're too clever for your own good, but you do emote more buddy when this happens. But then again, I have more web in me than Zooey sometimes. The Glass family's trees branches extend to the Strauss's forest. We are a one-of-a-kind bunch, like them, especially too clever for her own good, Zooey deadpan Glass. And my last piece is very short that I'm going to leave you with. Let's see if I can find it. It's just called The Swallower. They say to spit poetry, but I much prefer to swallow, taking my time with it, tasting every vowel and consonant that flies off my tongue and into their souls. So I swallow instead of spitting, like a lady. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Make some noise for Deadpan Lizzie. That was a classic maneuver there. I loved it. Taking off the beanie to reveal another beanie. And wrestling, if you're not a Yankee fan, that could have been considered a heel move. Reminds me of people taking off their shirts like with their faction alignments. That was awesome.
I would take my shirt off, but like after what happened with Nuo, I'll keep it on.
I'm out of the dark on that one, I will say, but maybe I don't know. But I'm a Yankee fan, by the way. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? But where can people tuning in? Like, if someone's tuning in right now on YouTube for the first time, I was like, I like what she did, and I want to hear more of her stuff, or just see what you're working on. How can they do so?
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me on Instagram, ES_Strauss, and here's my little sheet with all that information. And my link tree is there, and I'll also drop it in the chat. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. All right. And as always, you got to start off the show. That's becoming a thing, and appreciate that. So we're gonna go from New York City to El Paso, and it's funny because this is my transition. We're going from Yankee by trade, as he says, as he signed up, Texan by choice. Our next participant is a crucial member to the Tumbleward's writing project, and he's been doing a lot of work these last couple of years to help with the project. And so it's always great when you can make it on. We have Mr. Bill Sparks in the house, gonna spark up a little bit of magic in his writing. What's up, Bill? How are you doing today? Welcome back.
Yeah, and I'm known on the police blotter as Senor Chispas. Okay. I participate in a group of veteran writers. This was a prompt last week, and I want to read a cover poem then. War is No Game by Jim Hackbarth, a Vietnam veteran. This war is no game. The recruiters tell you it's only 1 year, 365 to stay alive. They say it's all for God and country. They feed you and fill you up on patriotic bullshit. Give it up for God and country, make sacrifice for the flag. Hell, I just want to do my time and get out alive. This war is no game, only to live or die. The brothers who got drafted say this is a bunch of jive bullshit. This here is Whitey's war. Brothers are dying back home. The fuck are we doing here dying for the white man's war? We're not going to play this game. The white boys are pissed, and they say this is a poor man's war. No high school education, working in a factory job, can't afford to be a college boy, didn't grow up a rich man's boy. Now I have to fight Johnson's war, McNamara's war, Westmoreland's war. Now it's my own war to survive and stay alive. I didn't want to be the first boy on the block to come home in a flag draped silver box. This war is no game. Just like they said 1 year, 365 days to stay alive. Hey, Uncle Sam can kiss my ass. Now that inspired me to write my own piece on the same theme. Okay, so this war is not a game, they say. War is serious business, they say. On both sides, money talks and bullshit walks, I say. There is serious money in war and serious bullshit too. So war is not a game, they say, at least not for those exposed to war. The death and destruction is not a video game. Reality sucks. Generals command thousands in war games, one army pitted against another. Computer consoles flash digital arrays of battle results. Algorithms determine the winners and the losers. Acceptable losses are computed. Dead and wounded become members on a tally sheet. Civilian casualties become statistics of collateral damage. War is not a game, they say. As the generals sit down to play, The gladiators are all in place, and the emperor stands and declares, "Let the games begin." Got another short piece here that I also wrote. There's a lot of talk about Texas history and some of the soiled pages that are in the history book, and the American history that goes back all the way to 1619. So this is called the flag. Simple piece of cloth, pretty colors. We knew what it stood for once upon a time. Some days it flies free, a symbol of hope, a symbol of freedom, a symbol for many. Some days it flies limply. The colors are stained. Look closely at the stains in the fabric. The stain of slavery, the stain of arrogance, the stain of hypocrisy, the stain of racism. These stains persist today. The flag, a simple piece of cloth, pretty colors. What does it stand for today? And this one, for folks that are always saying they lament for the good old days, they wish we could go back to when life, okay, I got one for you. This is an ode to the good old days. In days gone by, life was simpler then. Women were girls and men were men. TV was new. Buffalo Bill and Howdy Doody gave us all lessons in life to do our duty. We played outside until the sun went away. From sunrise to sundown, it was a full day of play. Playing army was fun. We crawled in the dirt. Cowboys and Indians, but no one got hurt. School was simple. We learned our numbers by rote. We couldn't wait to grow up, to be old enough to vote. Yes, life was simpler then. Women were girls and men were men. The golden rule was taught in school. Play nice, say please and thank you. Don't act like a fool. I truly miss the good old days. But I must warn the young ones of today. The days of old were not all fun and play. There was fear in the air as teachers taught, duck and cover. Our days were full of fraught. No matter how bad or how sad today may be, these will be tomorrow's good old days, you see. And then I want to read one last one before I get off here about we're all wordsmiths in one form or another, whether it's the spoken word or the written word. So we're the artists of the word, and this is the power of words. Once said, a word is gone. The spoken word cannot be taken back. The written word can be changed, erased. The written word can be modified with adverbs and adjectives. The written word can be softened or made more harsh. The spoken word stands alone. Words spoken correctly can evoke emotions. The right words can bring a smile or a frown to the person's face. The wrong words can raise anger or hate in the hearts of others. Words can be right or wrong. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all the news that you can use and abuse. Send money.
All right. I love that send off, man. So I love hearing about your veteran writing group. For people maybe watching on YouTube, is there anything you'd like to maybe mention more about that? I think you're muted again.
How's that? Okay. Warrior Writers. It's a national organization. They have several groups all over the country. I've asked the Veterans One Stop here in El Paso to see if they might want to get together a group of veteran writers. Sometimes the one that I go to is twice a month online, and it is kind of cathartic. You know what I'm talking about. There are veterans. I'm a Cold War warrior, so I have to tell everybody, in all due respect, I've never been shot at once in anger, not even by a jealous husband. So it's hard for me with some of these younger veterans. There are Vietnam veterans there. There are Gulf War veterans, Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. One veteran has been to Fallujah twice. And so that was pretty bad. And so it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a group to get their stuff out. There are no clinicians there, so it's not a therapy session. Although sometimes it does seem like it's getting close. But I would welcome anybody who wants to reach me on Facebook at Bill Sparks. Then I would give them that link and we can try it out if they're veterans or a veteran family member.
Perfect. All right, right on. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, even if like that's not the goal, and it does end up happening in a lot of ways, a type of healing and an attempt to understand and so on. So thank you, Bill. And also this Saturday, Tumblewords, we're gonna have a guest performer, guest leader, I guess, David Parsons, and that's going to be 1 to 3, like all.
Yeah, 1 to 3. What we're going to do, David Parsons, for those that are interested, Texas State Poet Laureate in 2011. He's from the San Antonio area. He is a veteran. He's a Marine. He'll be participating in your program on Friday, and then on Saturday at the Region 19 Education Service Center on Boeing, he's going to be conducting a workshop. So if you're in, this will be the first physical meeting of the Tumblewords project since the pandemic started. And so we hope seating is limited. People should contact myself or Donna Snyder to make sure that we have room for you when you get there. It's a small room, hold about 25 people. It is open to the public. So anybody who wants to listen to a Texas Poet Laureate, I have one of his books. He's a fascinating person. He is online, so you can Google David M. Parsons and get some background on him and kind of things that he does. But he's been here for about 10 days now and conducting workshops around town.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that and sharing that. And I know you did a lot of work to help make that happen because we were scrambling. You know, David is coming in through a grant from the Texas Commission on the Arts, and there were a lot of parameters we had to meet in order to get that happening, including zip codes and funding stuff, things, I don't know, little things, whatever. It's happening Friday and Saturday. So if you're in town, check that out, and we will continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to make that too long. Like I said, sometimes I accidentally turn this into a podcast, but we're gonna keep going. In fact, our next performer is one of my more, in my mind, one of the more memorable debuts here. It was his first time, and he actually got to start off the show and end the show. But I do remember that there was a lot of emotional journey and healing in his words, and so I'm always happy to see when people come back. And so, without further ado, and he's also close by. He's near us. He's joining us from Alamogordo, New Mexico. Let's go and welcome back Unspoken.
What's going on, everybody? All right, so I'm going to read you 3 poems tonight. The first is titled A Struggle's Brilliance. Laugh in the face of my desires. Who really knows what love requires? Time will erase before it expires, as the tension grows in this pit of liars. Follow the light, dim as it may be. Take a step back and come with me. Don't give up the fight, victory is never free. Life's fallen off track, our brutal reality. Where will we go when we can no longer stay? Will death abide to further life some portray? Or could it possibly prove we simply wither away? These fears that we hide will subside someday. Drum as I might, words help you see the structure I lack in this formality. Spirit in hand, by hand am I free, exploring the lack of impossibility. My friend, you will know approaching the end, it's how hard you tried and did not pretend to make the light grow, this love shall I send, while sitting back enjoying Mother Nature's blend. Thank you. Fighting through this block that binds, to see what truth my pencil finds. Where I'll go with these distractions, I'll never know, it's the main attraction. School's destroying our fragile minds, experience empowering this light that blinds. It comes on strong, this self-destruction, now we can grow through our own our own reconstruction. Blow me away, withstanding denial. Global confusion is part of the trial. What we can be is most certainly free, providing we fight through this circumstance, in pursuit of renewal by finding the light, taking with us such uncertainty. Inside as I dance, drumming outward this trance, as day fades into the night, know we will be alright. For what we put in is what we get out. How we react is something to think about. The necessity of life to feel secure is only illusion engulfed by the obscure. Suffocate in the patterns of the modern way. Alleviate the pressure put on words they say. Remembering only you can please your soul. Not letting emotion to maintain control over a susceptible mind to the chaos around. Struggle today, embracing methods we found to let this intensity fuel our fires, making room for our own expansion into something bigger than any dreams, higher and higher our true desires, so close to melding with other dimensions, except reality is not quite what it seems. Thank you.
Yes.
And then I'll close it with this one. Sitting in this precious moment, knowing my choices and how I own them, unsure of the outcome because I've wasted opportunities and time I can't get back, that's okay because the time is now. Figuring it out, though I'm not sure how, the circles I run within my head, interpretations lost through what's been said, getting caught up in details of what is shared, sensing the truth of a fear within, causing more madness within my own chaos, unleashing a sadness that leads to loss. Not how I see it, just how I feel it. Won't give in to this selfish bullshit. Moving forward takes such patience. We act like we have it, but we know better. We'll not engage it, this fear-based concept. Won't let it mean shit because we see all of it. Simple yet difficult, this navigation. Understanding is but a fraction of the final equation. Truth is unconditional, hate inside reality, acknowledging we have built this together. Understatements abound, the truth is astounding, and as we move forward, true love will encompass all that we know and feel in our hearts now that we have our destination.
Awesome, man.
Thank you, guys.
I was having a hard time between deciding to snap up close so you can see me snapping on the screen, or snapping close to the mic so you can hear me snapping. But I guess I can also do this, right? Anyway, thank you for coming back, Chris. And I can't remember from the last time. Did you have social media or like a place where you share your writing that people can follow or just support you in what you're doing? Oh, we got muted again.
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm just going to be doing it with you guys for a little bit, and then I'll start putting something together.
All right, man. Yeah. And of course, if you have any questions or need feedback, I mean, we have a whole lineup of excellent writers. So it's great to have you again, man. Welcome back. And please, yeah, look forward to having you back. Cool. Thank you, man. Alamogordo in the house, New Mexico. El Paso's kind of part of New Mexico. not quite. We're like kind of in between. We're like a little bit of everywhere. But we're gonna go ahead and actually let's see. Our next performer did make it. I wasn't sure because he wasn't here just now. I need to make sure he knows and if he's down to perform next, because sometimes it does catch people off guard when they just join the call. Ed, are you ready, man? I don't know if you saw your name on the list there that we had you up next.
Well, I'm ready because my name is Eddie.
Of course, man. Eddie, he's always ready. Guys, let's go ahead and give it up for Ed Poetastic, DC in the house.
Because all of you make me feel so fantastic. Thank you, Richard. You love you so much. Hope this makes you blush. Hope this give you a potastic rush. Again, thanks a bunch. You're the man with the plan that's on demand. Woo! My name is Ed Potastic. Hope everyone's feeling fantastic. Please get into time so you can draw my rhymes so you all feel sublime. So here's my potastic poet credible chime. This is called Dr. Seussing it. My favorite book? All the books are Dr. Seuss. Why? His rhymes had no substitute. There's Cat in the Hat, it never leaves me flat. There's the Lorax, love our trees and relax. There's green eggs and ham, be open, don't be a clam like Sam. There's the Grinch stole Christmas, don't be grimace, but have assistance for forgiveness. There's oh, the places you'll go, run fast, not slow, and chase your glow. There's if I ran the zoo, there's the animal sticking to me like glue. There's scrambled egg super, help us eat, enjoy so you can feel super duper. There's hoot and here's a who. If you hear help, you already know what to do. There's oh beyond the zebra, treat everything like a jigsaw, enjoy like pizza. There's if I ran the circus, control your circuits to manage your purpose. There's Yodel, the turtle, and the other stories. Don't let anyone or life control your glory. There's one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, help you count things on your to-do list. There's the snitches and other stories. Don't discriminate or cause worry. There's Cat in the Hat comes back. Help us remember and get back on track. There's happy birthday to you. Help us celebrate all the things you do. There's hop on pop. Help us to hop and don't stop. There's fox on socks. Help us be prepared and don't be a rock. There's I had trouble in getting to Sula Sulu. Help us ask for directions and see what's new. There's I can lick 30 tigers today. Help us go and do life our own way. There's my book about me. Help us to love ourselves, be free and at ease. There's I can draw myself. Help us to admire, fuel, and structure ourselves. There's Mr. Brown can move. How about you? Help test ourselves and improve the skills we do. There's did I tell you how lucky you are? Help us know we're rare and luminous stars. There's the shape of me and other stuff. Help us with things that soft, fluff, and rough. There's all of the things you can think. Help our thoughts expand and shrink. There's hunches and bunches. Help us appreciate life's punches and brushes. There's I am not going to get up today. Don't be too lazy. Live and play. All these books are my favorite. Lessons so good, I admire and savor it. Please read them and calmly sit. Thank you. And here's another one. Thank you for being both fantastic poet and poet incredible. Let me see. Here's another one. This is called. This is called. Where is it? It's a new piece. This is called You Can't Have It Your Way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. We can have it your way. Where's the love? You watched it quickly decay, crushed, mushed, and unloved. Why did you stay? You chase your desires, you toss our memories aside. My heart's on blue fire. I'm not gonna lie, but I died. What did you say? Your words have death notes. It's me, but not us. It was a huge, poignant joke. Couldn't satisfy your lust. How could you do that? Still stuck without an answer. You wrapped around another man. I can still hear your laughter. I play it back, but I don't understand. Did I truly matter? In our memories, I did. Now I cry dry tears. Nostalgic, lost in wind, giving birth to my fears. You couldn't have it your way. This is not your story. This is all mine. Life holds my glory. I'm not far behind. I need to remind myself. Get back up. No more sad farewells. No more dumps. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. Okay.
Woo! Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That last note killed it, man.
that
Oh, that last note.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for making my Monday. Thank you for listening to me, and happily stay. Thank you for listening to my wordplay, and I wish you all a healthy and great today.
That's awesome, man. That was the grand finale. I was like, is there more? No, that was like the note that ends it all right there. Wonderful, man. Thank you, Ed. Eddie Ready. I'm gonna call you Mr. Fireman. Always Ed, ever ready. Yay, man. You actually really helped me out this weekend. I emceed and ran sound for a 2-day show called Poetography. So I was just ready for all my Eddie-isms, just throwing poetry into all the vocabulary. It worked. I think it did. And also it was a really fun event. So I want to give a shout out to Jabel, who's she's a poet here in El Paso. She's a photographer, but what she did is she like wrote like 4 like very short snippets, and she sent it out so photographers can like do an interpretation of the poem. And we had a whole 2-day event, live music, and actually there was on the second day there was this trio of Filipina sisters, the Pi sisters, and they sang a really beautiful music of I Want It That Way. So it's all coming together. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah, definitely shout out to Pi Music, by the way. Those girls can really sing. Eddie, awesome, man. Thank you for reminding me of that wonderful event, and thanks for also prepping me for the lexicon in order to flourish as the events went throughout the weekend. Thank you, man.
Bro.
And of course, online stuff, man. You got anything coming up?
Well, I do have this thing. Well, with Paul Casey, Elemental, and Advocate, it's August 15th. We're actually having Magic Mike. It's a fundraiser for the Butterfly Project. It's a foundation that supports girls that have been sexually abused. So if you don't have any time, please come through.
Yeah, man, right on. Yes, and again, that very important cause. Quite a few of you are here tonight, so I'm gonna encourage all of you to just keep saying and repeating it, because you never know when someone might be tuning in to the live stream, and they might miss it from someone but get it from someone else. So thank you, Ed. Let's see, where are we going? Where are we going next? We're going to Denver. So from Washington D.C. to Denver, where of course we have the always coming through on the spot, killing it with the great artwork and the pieces and the cover poems. We got Mike Sindler in the house. What's up, Mike? Welcome back, man.
Hey, good to be back. As I'll just get it out of the way up front. Just always want to support lighthousewriters.org here in Denver and across the world. Just so many good things going on there. Really, just give a click and take a look, and you'll probably find something you think is interesting. I knew today was all about favorite books, so I got thinking about all kinds of different favorite art forms. So I pulled up a few things. This first one is a Houtain, and it's called The Painter's Predicament. Oil paint on canvas, slow to dry, allows experimentation. More industry than meets the eye expended on this creation. Resistant to explanation, the observers experience the final determination, leaving the artist in suspense. And this next one's a Ringa. I took a workshop with Starlee Klein. It used to be on NPR, American Life, and all that good stuff. Really interesting person. And I wrote this there. And so this is Ringa for Starlee Klein. A new story told, mystery of voice in air, displacing silence, rushing wings, sorry, just lost it here. Rushing wings, syllables, thoughts, regular as heartbeats. Captured in a net, chameleon changes colors, hiding in plain sight. Form merges into function, rides structured wave of meaning. Feather gently floats, gravity, relentless force directing its dance. atmosphere imprisoning the very essence of thought. And this one is really, really, really old. Jesus, old, like 40 odd years old. And it's called SLR, or Why Japanese Technology Sometimes Brings Me Down, for Stieglitz. This is back when cameras went click and stuff like that. Through aperture's unfolding path, your light-formed image enters, at once both pure unhampered light and prism's rainbow splinters. One image falls upon the film, moment resting in its frame. Another flickers in my mind, then is never seen again. My pen and heart together try to explicate this vision, so unlike what the camera sees, but with much less precision. And so a breathless scale of grays must simulate your visage until my skill can focus in your glowing spectral image. And this one, I am going to do one that's on a book, and it's actually for his very last birthday. This is Ferlinghetti 101. Lawrence, you may have had tongue in cheek when you told us the world is a beautiful place to be born into, but it is more beautiful for having you in it, for having all those black and white thin paperbacks full of beads and all those hats full of hope. And sadly, we have moved out of the old mansion, and I will never be in this space again. So in memory, this is a lighthouse triolet. In the warm stillness of this house, thoughts are transformed into stories. Repeat what memory allows. In the warm stillness of this house, so many wheres and whos and hows, sweet defeats and bitter glories. In the warm stillness of this house, thoughts are transformed into stories. And I will put on the hat, and pretty obvious who this one's by, and it's called Time. Well, the smart money's on Harlow, and the moon is on the street. The shadow boys are breaking all the laws, and you're east to East St. Louis, and the wind is making speeches, and the rain sounds like a round of applause. Napoleon is weeping in the carnival saloon, his invisible fiancées in the mirror. The band is going home. It's raining hammers. It's raining nails. Yes, it's true. There's nothing left for him down here. And it's time. It's time. And it's time that you love. And it's time. And they all pretend they're orphans, and their memories like a train. You can see it getting smaller as it pulls away. And all the things you can't remember tell the things you can't forget, that history puts a saint in every dream. Well, she said she'd stick around till all the bandages came off, but these mama's boys just don't know when to quit. And Matilda asked the sailors, are those dreams or are those prayers? So just close your eyes, son, and this won't hurt a bit. And it's time. It's time. It's time that you love. And it's time. Well, things are getting pretty lousy for a calendar girl. The boys just dive right off the cars and splash into the street. And when she's on a roll, she pulls a razor from her boot, and 1,000 pigeons fall around her feet. So put a candle in the window and a kiss upon his lips, till the dish outside the window fills with rain. Just like a stranger with the weeds in your heart, and pay the fiddler off till I come back again. Oh, it's time. And it's time. And it's time that you love. And it's time. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was a great performance of Tom Waits there, man. Liked it. Lots of love in the chat too, man. Yeah, no, we went all in with the voice and everything. It was amazing. And of course, as always, shout out to the Lighthouse. Dang, the move, it happened. But we move on. All right. Time. Every time I hear that was making me think of the Most Def. If you guys get down with Most Def, yeah, he talks about time. And I always think of those lines. I'm the inescapable, the irresistible, the unnegotiable, the unchallenged. I am time. Those were the lines going through my head right there at the end too with yours. All right, let's keep it going though. Let's see. Again, welcome to our Monday night open mic, barbed wire open mic series in the house. Got people join us from all over the world. So we're gonna just keep going because we do have a lot of people signed up, and we're gonna go ahead and take it to he's got his cafe. He's got his Monday cafe is going down now. Cafe Generalissimo, and also I just want to introduce him with his note that he introduced. I gotta bust out with my notes because he's leaving nice, intricate bio notes. So I mean, I figure I can't let them get to waste. So in his own words. I'm actually a ventriloquist dummy created by Jim Henson's Creature Shop for an episode of Tales from the Crypt from the 1980s that was never aired because it was too creepy. My anonymous operator is now a famous actor who has won at least one Oscar and a Tony and was paid with the dummy in lieu of money for acting in the unaired episode. I don't know if that's true, man, but let's find out. It's Generalissimo up next. What's up, man? Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. And if you want to know what happens to Tiggers when they turn 55, just look at me. And here we go. I've got 3 New York stories tonight. So find them. First is called Give Us This Day. He was warned the city would eat him alive, chew him up, and spit him out. He savored the city and digested every experience it offered, sweet, bitter, beautiful, ugly. Honking horns and sirens sung him to sleep. The silence outside his childhood bedroom window riddled his visits home with insomnia. He found horizons in the asphalt and shadows that didn't exist in the Gulf of Mexico. He had become a glutton for all the cul-de-sac had denied him. He delighted in the bitter in a naively sweet way. He realized it was okay to talk to strangers. He enjoyed the company of the waving homeless man who slept on the bench near the East River jogging path, just past the Randall's Island walking bridge. They never conversed, never shook hands, never exchanged names, yet each served a purpose for the other's existence. They gave each other each day a little piece of daily bread. One waved, the other waved back. The sweet sound of dawn was the theme to their conversations. Collaboration by 2 long-lost brothers who drank their coffee black. That one time they had breakfast together, they sat at the counter of the Silver Star. downing cups of black coffee, and chewing on a city neither could ever spit out. Poem number 2 is called Drinking in the Pepsi Sign. We sit on that bench. We sit on the bench in that narrow park near your high-rise apartment building. The moon in the navy blue, almost black sky billowed above a glowing Pepsi sign, romantically reflecting into a dingy East River. I'm not sure if this park was actually a park. The tiny triangular strip of sidewalk, bushes, and trees had to be designed by a landscape designer. I think our bench was the only bench there. At least it was our bench when we sat in it. Before the days of cell phones, the lone basic wood and wrought iron New York City park bench was an ideal place for a morning cup of Joe and a read of the day's news, newspaper splayed wide in the air like a golf umbrella, or a nice solitary lunch break with a view, maybe chicken salad with plenty of celery on marble rye, or a fat Essa bagel with cream cheese, a slice of tomato, and capers of feeling adventurous. It was a perfect spot for reading a book or magazine, or a heart-to-heart with a friend, or the release of a morsel of gossip into the Manhattan stratosphere. It seemed custom-made for a romantic rendezvous after an evening out, as if the Pepsi sign was a private light show, and the bench was a veranda in a villa overlooking Lake Como. But alas, it was just a simple bench that has provided me with a lasting memory of our entrance and our personal sojourn, residing in my cerebral archives, persistently reminding me of the reason for the existence of romance. And one final poem, which is called Why Sophia Fell in Love with Marrakesh. At the old school bookstore next door to your neighborhood coffee shop, you find an obscure poetry journal from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. You read a poem on page 23 whose syllabic rhythm skips to a beat like a shiny, slick rock, skip, 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 skips across a lake on a lazy summer day. You imagine a poet reading the poem, backed by a man slowly plucking strings on an upright bass shaped like a voluptuous woman. You find yourself snapping your fingers and tapping your feet to the poem as if it were a song that gets stuck in your head. It's hooked in your mind, repeating to a beat, to a beat, to a beat, till you find yourself in a dingy basement jazz joint tucked away in your Bleecker Street. And you think about that poem you read and that hole-in-the-wall coffee shop run by a man from Morocco where tea is served in metal-adorned glass cups with fresh mint leaves, and coffee is brewed with water infused with mace, cardamom, and cinnamon from Ceylon. There's a sign near the antique brass cash register. If you want whipped cream with coffee, go to Starbucks. It never fails to make you laugh, letting the man from Morocco know his sense of humor has found your sense of humor's G-spots. So you sit at a tiny wobbly wooden table, gripping your scotch on the rocks. The ice jingles against the glass. A man on an upright bass, shaped like Sophia Loren, plucks at the strings, setting a beat for a drummer to tap his skins and cymbals with feathered sticks. A woman pulls the slide on her trombone. Her cheeks expand to full bullfrog. Then she exhales into brass. You sip your scotch. Your throat is bathed in warmth. You open your eyes to witness a trio of noises that is nothing less than poetry. Gracias, everyone.
Oh man, easily that's one of my favorites of yours. I love when you get to bust it out. Thank you for sharing it.
And a couple of weeks ago, I went to a jazz poetry reading where I got to read that backed by a man on an upright bass and a drummer with feathered sticks.
I mean, when you have the opportunity, you have to, right?
Yeah, I drove an hour and a half to Portsmouth, New Hampshire to do it. So, yeah.
That's so cool, man. So really quick before I get distracted and distract everyone else, social media things coming up. Tell us about the next cafe, Generalissimo.
The next cafe, Generalissimo, is in 2 weeks. So that would be the 23rd. I'm looking at the date. So that's 14 days, 9 plus 14 is 23. And that's set from 5:30 to about 7:45, right before the New Year. You can come in, just read your poem and leave. You can come early, leave early, come late, stay late, leave early, whatever you want to do. It's really a nice casual thing. There's some people came in. Kimlin came in and did this amazing, beautiful piece that was probably far past anybody's time limits at anything else. But that's what this is about: is people can do special pieces and just, I'm not going to stop them. And I think that it's a smaller reading, but it's a more casual one. And thank you. And also on the 29th of this month, along with Finn Bell and Heather Archibald, who runs Creative Expressions New York City, we will, and there's another woman, I can't remember her name, we're all going to be featuring for Why Open Pandora's Box, which Matthew has done and Queso has done and a few other people have done. It's a really nice newer open mic run by a woman named Cara Pernicano, and they actually had a little show at the New York Poetry Festival. So thank you very much, and I'll put everything in the chat. And I'm exhausted. Thanks.
Right on, man. Yeah, no, I appreciate you still coming through, because I saw that was going on today. I was like, ooh, man, some people are going to be coming to like 3 shows in a row, and that's legit.
I also had a feature last night at the San Jose Poetry Slam. So I'm busy.
No, it's good to stay busy. Yes, congrats on that.
Thank you. Richie.
Appreciate it, man. And Elissimo, I gotta make it the next one. Yeah, 2 weeks from now. In fact, I'm brewing some coffee right now in honor. I'm gonna run off right now and check on its status. Should be ready by now. But that's really cool. And I dig the casual venues. You know, this is kind of one of them. Like, it's not as like, boom, all right, you're done. Right? It's just like fill it out a little bit. We do have a lot of people, so let me not talk as much. In fact, I'm excited for a debut. Always happy to introduce new people here, that is, right? Because people are on the scene. And of course, got to give a shout out to Paul Conqueso for inviting her. We have Lolo joining us, New York City. What's up? How are you today?
What's up? Hi, guys. I don't know if I'm unmuted. I don't really do Zoom calls. So
You're good. You're good.
All right, cool. So I'm going to try and read this under 8 minutes. Under 7 minutes. I don't know. But I hope you guys like it. Don't mind me. I had to move to an outlet because, my iPad was dying. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I titled this Love. You looked at me and said that you wanted me, that I was the one you were looking for this whole time you've existed on this earth. Little did I know that joy you promised to bring was nothing but mirth. Yeah, I know some things could be eternal, but some things don't last that long. Hell, if you heard me sing before, you've heard me sing about it in my songs, in the way I hoped for the day that I'd find someone who gets it. I guess I'm just here stuck attracting the people who want to get lit or get it. And that's fine, as long as I want to get it too. But sometimes I feel like I'm just not in the mood to be entertaining people who only want to be here for a speck of my time, and the lies leave me behind with no respect for my soul's rhyme. I talk to myself a lot and ask why I tolerate these actions complicit. You like to stare at me and just want to impose your shit. At the same time, you're looking at every other woman that crosses your path. Sorry, my dog's whining. And then wonder why you end up having to deal with my wrath. Like what? You said I was your everything, but everything you did was the thing you promised you wouldn't. And every time I asked you to love me the way I needed, you said you couldn't. Dominic, but that's okay, because I realized that this way I can find the one who'll stay with me with no one else bothering to sway. And these moments I let pass, the moments I thought would last, were nothing but a pathway for me to transcend. You want to extend this toxic rendezvous of emotion. Yeah, we may be having sex, but our souls are not intertwined in devotion. So I rest my case. I seek a warm, solid, soft embrace, one that transcends my understanding, or yours, or his, or hers, or theirs. Maybe I've been searching for the God in all the humans that cease to exist, but only in temporary bliss. How fortuitous it is for one to find that solace. And I'm here. My soul cries out to the heavens in fear. I don't want to be jaded while I'm here on this planet, this building, this room. I am meant to be love. My name is meant to be love. I am meant to be the love that you seek. So let me speak one more time, not with my music, not just with my rhymes, but also in silence. Let me be part of a love that begins to encompass not just the one or the two, but in coalescence. The world isn't my oyster. I want the universe. Don't just give me the moon. I want more than to converse. And when all is said and done, and when you've come and I've come, then maybe, just maybe, we shall become. So you do you, and I'll do me. And it may not work out for now. But when one day our hearts are one, not two, God may work it out somehow. So that's my first piece. Thank you. The next one's a little longer. Thank you, guys. I'm loving the love. Don't mind Dominic. He's complaining because I'm not talking to him directly right now. But yeah, he was crying. He's like, I feel your pain, auntie. All right. Anyways, so this next one is called Grateful. As you can tell, I probably had my heart broken mad recently. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. Okay, here we go. Grateful. I've felt these insecurities before. It's like an effigy of what you want to be and have, but it's really not what you need to survive and to breathe. You pretend you don't know physical attraction could be just a short inclination of a moment in time, or you forgot that it was okay to be happy, whether you're with someone or not. So you talk to yourself, deceiving your soul, saying you're happy, this and that, But it's funny because it's a lie. This lack of understanding of the motion of love is a fact. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, but what endures lies beneath and past that. So you primp yourself up, looking cute, get your nails done, get your hair did, buy a new outfit to make yourself more appealing to those whose eyes wander anyway. You try to appeal to those whose gazes fall upon every woman with a curve, always dolled up, seemingly perfect, lifelike dolls that you compare yourself to, because you forgot. You forgot how beautiful you are when you smile with your hair delicately bundled together, dripping after being drenched in the rain because you forgot an umbrella, or you just don't like umbrellas. You forgot how intriguing and alluring you are while just sitting there with what almost looks like a resting bitch face that everybody says you have, without having to contort your face a certain angle so your jawline shows up. You forgot how much more the longevity of your soul and your brain have than there is to have a perfect body now, because these things certainly will last, but beauty can fade somehow. You fill your self-esteem with the attention you get from different males, attractive males, big, strong, muscular, rich, well-endowed males, but they're temporary males who only want you for your body or your face if you're lucky. You try to fit in the box, but you forget the box is just an evanescent perception, because a few years from now, your crop top and sweatpants aren't the fashion trend. This world is so materialistic and superficial that we forget we're galaxies, born and reborn, existing now, after and before, and that this short span of being is not just enough to even begin to explain how minuscule this lifetime is to even encompass our existence. We are meant to be heard too, not just seen. So I learned to love myself despite all that. I learned to love the me without the makeup. I learned to love the me that could light up the room when I walk in just from my smile. I learned to love my inner child, curious as ever, always wanting to learn about everything and anything, and know that my questions deserve answers, and that there's more to the world than is shoved at us in schools and institutions, curated so we could just follow along and never lead. I learned to be kinder to myself when my body is weak. My heart's valves don't close right, so the heart beats, but doesn't pump enough blood through my veins for me to feel right. I learned to be kinder to my soul by telling her that her empathy and gratefulness is a gift and not a curse. And loving and helping people needs to be done after one has loved and nurtured oneself. And I learned to love myself enough that I'm okay with the way I look and act and speak, because I am then being much more genuine to myself. My self-esteem and worth should come from me and not what others seek. I learned to love others more carefully and gently, because there is much more comfort in treating others well, because hurt people, and there will be retribution for the weak. Karma. All right, almost done, guys. I'm grateful for the ones that hurt me because it taught me to love better, love myself and others much better. I'm grateful for the ones that cheated on me because I know I'm not in the wrong and that I eventually will find someone who treats me well. It won't take long. I'm grateful for the ones that have abused their ability to be in my life because I learned to take myself out of situations that jeopardize my love for myself. But most of all, I'm grateful I can now say, hi, Lo. It's okay. I'm taking care of you now. I'll always be here, even if the world feels so tiring and there's so much pain. I'll listen to you when your body needs to rest. I'll listen to you seriously, not just in jest. I will love you like no other, cater to your needs, and understand that it's okay to feel. It's okay to be real, to not let the world conceal your ability to reveal the minute nuances and intricacies of your multifaceted mind. From this day forward, I am yours to be loved, and you are mine. Thank you.
Oh my
yes,
gosh, love
everyone.
you.
Yes.
You're awesome.
Welcome.
Thanks, guys.
Self-love. That was
Appreciate
beautiful.
it so much. Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Shout out
All
to
of us.
Paul con Queso for, he said, the queso.
Where have you
that
been?
guy.
I'm sorry. Where did he find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at
No,
Lolo the
where did
Singer.
no, I
Oh,
say, where
sorry,
did-
where did you find me?
yeah, where
Well,
did Queso
Got an
find you?
inspired
Did
word.
you
We
find
got
me,
it.
Paul? Just kidding.
Was she
Oh,
standing
God.
on the street corner reading poetry, busking? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I was like out here like crying because my heart was broke. I'm just kidding. No. I think he found me. It was inspired word, right? Paul, what the heck?
I'm shaking my head. I'm shaking my head vigorously.
I don't
Yeah,
see
He's like,
inspired.
yeah.
You mean you're nodding your head? You're shaking your head. It's a no. Yeah. So yeah, we
Okay.
met through Inspired Word. I think.
What is inspired word? Is
So
that
in New York City, it's like a collective of artists. It's run by this man called Mike Geffner. He's retired, and basically his whole life is about this collective, where he does like spoken word poetry, rap, music, or just everybody, comedy, stand-up comedy. So Inspired Word is basically people who are speaking out from their hearts, and it used to be virtual. So I think that's how Paul got into it.
Okay.
And then I think we're doing, when was it? I think tomorrow. Oh no, Wednesday.
She's featuring
babe, I
on the
missed it.
17th in New York City. She's a singer.
Yes,
Wait.
I was gonna say, like, I know
Yo.
sing too, so I
Inspired
gotta
word.
come by with that,
we need one of
Intense.
those in Maine, an inspired word.
Yeah, that would be great. But so definitely, like, if you guys are in New York, come through.
August
I'll be
17th.
singing. August 17th, I'm singing at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. I wish somebody would stream it. We'll see if I can finagle
Oh,
a way
that
to.
would be really cool if someone can.
I'll
Yeah,
share
I
it.
will
So-
promote that.
Yeah,
Also-
maybe
also-
I'll just like try and live stream it. I'll just have Paul hold on to my phone.
Yeah, all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. So really quick before we move on, though, he didn't steal the line, but we would also like to know where we can follow you, and if you have any music projects online, we can check out.
Okay, so I've been slacking on the putting music out stuff, but you can find me at Lolo the Singer, LOLOTHESINGER. I don't know why I just like fucking paused trying to spell my I can't spell, guys. I'm just kidding now. But yeah, so it's at Lolo the Singer on Instagram, and then I have like separate poetry pages, but that's my main page. So you'll see some song covers there and my originals, also random cooking videos on my reels because I love food. But yeah. Thank you, Willie. Yeah.
All right, no, perfect. Thank you so much, Lil, and as always, you're welcome back. All right, so
Thank you so much. This has been great. Thank you.
Come back.
yes, we'll look forward to that live stream. All right, you guys got to make it happen now. We're gonna build it up too much for it to not happen. Okay, Paul's gonna help out with that. All right, cool. We'll put you to task on that. Okay, cool. Yeah, but let's keep going because I definitely want to get more people on. And we got some more people getting added. I just saw that Gigi just signed up. Julian Matthews. What's up, guys? Welcome. So let's keep the night going so we can get everyone on. In fact, we're gonna go to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Our next performer, you guys already know, he comes up, performs, and he breaks things open like hearts and makes us feel things. He's promoting his book. Guys, let's go and welcome Nathaniel Beck back. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Excellent.
Lolo, just want to say that was awesome. Definitely come back. I don't know where this Paul guy keeps finding these amazing poets or whatever, but but yeah. As it was mentioned, I am repping a book currently, which is Atrophy of the Boy Who Became a Wishing Well, and the blur effect is just like fucking me over. So let's just turn that off because Atrophy of the Boy Who Became a Wishing Well. It's nice and cute and childlike and everything, and it's anything but I'll let my poetry speak for itself. You can check me out there or at NCBEK Poetry. But yeah, I'm gonna do a couple pieces this evening, if that's cool. To start off with, we'll just get right into it. This is one that you guys have heard before, tradition. In Wisconsin, it is told as tradition. Tales of boys turned men, rites of passage unsettling the trees. There are stories written in the snow here that will last well after it is melted. We are all the silent roosters of wilderness, cracking the morning sun like an egg, perched on the edge of hunting, the shadowless stalkers of nature. I don't think you ever forget the first time you reached the summit of an ecosystem, preying on the forest like you are your own natural disaster. I remember the first time I held a gun. Like excitement had a weight to it. Like power had a weight to it. Like fear had a weight to it. I know the hesitation that rests at the edge of a trigger. There is a bull behind this fence. There is no room for fear, no toddler toys and blankets, just the deer and the silence. You are the man now, so saddle up and take the shot. You are the one in power. Things are much easier to process when at a distance, but there is no poetic way to say you killed something. There is no beauty in death, but maybe I just can't describe the way eyes look when there isn't life in them. Maybe I need to man up, get over it. It was just a deer. Guns are meant to kill things anyways, right? Just as the assault rifles, the high capacity mags. Maybe this is the rite of passage we asked for, but we aren't talking about hunting anymore, are we? There is no venison here. When we've turned streetlights to trees, nightclubs to forests, classrooms to open fields. There is no poetic way to say Parkland happened, Las Vegas happened, Pulse happened. There is no poetic way to say weapons of war are legal, that we keep searching for manhood behind a gun, that killing is okay if the police do it. But they say it wasn't the gun. Say it was the security guard, the teacher, the pill bottles, society. They say hunting helps control the population of animals, but they never talk about what we should do when we become the deer. Thank you. So this next piece is based off of COVID and kind of the start of the pandemic back then, and it's questions on hibernation. The sun shined just long enough to devour the last of the grass into sawdust. It rained last night, finally, and you'd think the world would have stopped burning, but the fever inside us wailed like a ghastly frog trying to lurch out of so much sickness. My girlfriend made masks today. Men, women, children, cloth folded delicately of all kinds. I wore mine long enough to buy a pack of cookies, anything to remind our mouths of how to smile. In line, hesitation became a knife of looks, cut into the eyes of an elderly woman like a question. Who will feed our grandmothers tonight with the shelves freshly emptied and all our hands skittering under our beds? How all our teeth lost their bravery in her face. How selfish we became when the air called our names. How we became an offering of nothings. We all stood there, just as empty as the aloneness of a queue line could offer, 6 feet above ground, but still so apart. When I finally made it home to make a parade of our poor mouths over anything our pockets could offer, we laughed till our stomachs filled with enough sweetness to forget about the sounds our lungs made, to forget about everyone who had become the wind, who rushed in through the sills of the doors till all had washed clean of the earth. A storm of children laughed, and the bones of every home answered to resisting the question, do you remember the sounds of children before they became the rain? A distant rain of carelessness, of art, of excited hands. I don't remember the sounds they made with their fingertips, just the way they looked harnessing the clouds sloppily. Each smiling lung filled of painted walls, no longer colored by the sky. Now, the air rasps in the night. We can hear the blades of grass sever the wind. Our eyes linger long in the still. We can see the walls, eggshells to our young, incubators of a lost generation. Where did the laughter go when all the lungs pulled tight like drums coughed up a song of bagpipes in our elderly? How old we have become in a day, as each of our children become the eldest. The windows stir us, now that we live in screens. We are a city of Neanderthals, huddling in caves of our attention. We are all mutterings, a splattering of droplets, a clutching gasp of air. No one will hear, become part of the earth. Thank you. And then to finish it off, I will do a poem from my book, Atrophy of the Boy Who Became a Wishing Well. You can pick it up at 3 Mile Harbor Press, where I won the 2020 3 Mile Harbor Press Book Award. So that's pretty cool. I've never won an award for poetry before. So that was awesome. And it's for my debut collection. So, but this one is one of my favorites, and hopefully one of yours as well. It's called Roadkill and Other Myths. Some days when I look at myself, I am a deer in headlights. But what do you do when you start to resemble the car? A deer is not a vehicle, but don't they hit the same? Head on and reckless, my face resembling a 30-year-old car. I have seen this body of a rusting heap barreling down on my childhood. I called it anger. I called it burning wreck. I called the car man. I am not this car, this aggression, this metal body for breaking. I am the deer. But once you have been hurt by a weapon, you are afraid to become one. You will often see yourself reflected in their metallic. Replace your name with fear until your face resembles it. Adolescence can look like survival when mating season is a 4-year residency in growing up. Mark your territory like a rub is the only way to write your name. Kiss the gravel with your teeth enough, and you will forget what your own mouth is supposed to taste like. When I was a fawn, I ground the velvet off my antlers enough times to know masculinity was a weapon. I said it like windshield, but wrote it down like destruction on anywhere it would land, even when it was me. And didn't you know? Boys can become bucks if you make them. So call me young buck of a man accident in the forest. Call me an accident. When you learn its definition like me, you walk into everything like it's a fight. Like this hasn't been a hunt. You have been out running since birth. Like you don't have to look both ways before crossing the street. Call this kind of trust another word for pain. When you learn to move your mouth through the vibrations of a car, how do you begin to speak when you start to make the same rumbling sounds? I wish I new masculinity through a different voice like? Can ambition be more than anger if you make your family sound like wilderness? Can you know sex without clothing yourself in pornography? Can you be a father if you never leave? Can you be more than violence, be more than abuse, be more than a weapon? Can you hold on to someone with antlers and never hurt them? Can you see the light on the road and not become the fear? Am I the deer or the car? Barreling down this road, even if I find myself on a different path, full throttle, heart and engine that hasn't quit yet, with this loose muffler smile that hangs and scrapes sometimes, this flat tire speech that keeps on speaking even when the rubber is worn off, it will sound like, I am not the car, I gotta keep running, I am not the car, I gotta outrun this, I am not the car. Thank you. I
Yo,
love you all. You guys can find me at NCBEK Poetry on all media platforms, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks.
buy his book.
Dude, yes, 3 Mill Harbor. Check out that book. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for reading. Every time, like I said, you break things open and like, oh, feelings. Um, great imagery. I always go. I can't wait till the semester starts so I can go to my students like just go check out the online mics. You can hear all sorts of different types of poetry and prose. It's going to be amazing. You learn so much just from watching it. I'm like, just throw your books away. Just go watch the online mics. Nah, I'm not going to do that. But definitely, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, I could though. I could, thank you, man, for that. I shared the link on the YouTube channel. So I do want to give a shout out to everyone who is watching live with us right now or watching at some point in the future. Your present, obviously, our past, but all right. Let's see. Going back to the list. I gotta leave it here on my top window so I can always just reference it so we can get people on. So we're gonna go from Nathaniel Beck in Green Bay, Wisconsin, to El Paso to EP, where we got one of our regulars here. And I've since changed my whole background. I like to include a little blue hue element because this reminds me of one of their first initial setups. But we got Liam S up next. Lee, always coming through with that poetry. What's up? Welcome back. How you doing today?
Hi, good. Thank you. So I do have something old, something new, and everything's blue, but I don't have anything borrowed this time. So I'm gonna start with the something old part. And can you all hear me? Yeah, okay, good. Let me get this over here, and here we go. So this is something old. It's called Chronicles of an Exorcism. This body is not a temple, but a haunted house covered with traces of past tragedies. 2002, the burning marks of your hands between the tenderness of my thighs, the wails of the legends we have heard since children building in the back of my throat as the red inferno colors my skin. 2003, I conjured your attention not knowing what was behind the gates. To this date, I can feel my skin crawling at the memory of your fingertips, marring the way I saw myself. Who is that face I see on the mirror? I have distanced myself from the past, hoping to call these goals just a figment of my imagination. 2004, claw marks on my back left behind by the apparition. He sneaked his paw under my skirt and left a mark that stung until I was alone. I would never walk alone again, not at night, not at day. There was nowhere safe. The words that followed hurt more than the memory of fire. 2005, your lips are mine. My lips are yours. We were bound by obsessions and reluctance to acknowledge our debts. No unfinished businesses, no afterlife to go. I should have noticed the carcass of us we dragged through the years, but I say this in retrospect as I can now finally see you for what you were. 2007, another set of claws wrap around my throat. I gasp for air and look at the fog melting from the windows as my eyes submerge. I could have ran, but I followed, and I drowned. 2009, slender fingers burning between my thighs, arms now pinned against the wall by an angry fiend. I choke back the ghost of a whimper as the demon loses his grip, and I run. 2010, face against the sharpness of pillows. I must have left this body again. The sleep paralysis demon straddled me and I muffled my voice in the sharpness. 2011, I tried to exorcise these demons. I lay in bed sick to the core. The demon sleeps in my sleep until its insides twist and turn with glee and leaps. I bend in front of the bathroom sink, lights out, house empty, and let my insides burn the corners of my lips. 2011. I returned to the house seeking answers. I found turmoil and silence, the unquiet voice within my head begging for me to leave. I learned to listen to my gut right after. I left for the last time, but the ghosts and demons followed through for a while, until they got bored and left me with echoes of what was, who I was. Nightmares awakening me from the deepest of sleeps and cold sweats. 2020. I have burnt the house down to ashes, and with it, the bodies of all my torments. A girl got caught in the fire, but she laughed and laughed and laughed. Consider me cleansed. This body is not a temple. This body is not a haunted house. This body is a cemetery where I mourn the girl that I lost to the fire and celebrate my rebirth. That was one. Here we go. I have another one. This one is new, with a little bit of, I guess, like history back to it. So in Aztec mythology, the Aztecs believed that the way that you had died determined where you would go in the afterlife. So those not fortunate to go to the house of the sun or Tlaloc went to Mictlan. To get to Mictlan, the souls had to go through 9 different trials, which would result in either the soul finding eternal rest or disappearing. And the final resting place, which is the title of this poem, is Xignau Mictlan, first in Spanish, then in English. He de flotar en el azul abismal de las almas que cruzaron el río una tras otra y otra, flotando en la eterna llanura, preparándome para la forma siguiente que he de tomar. Guiarán sus manos el camino del cuerpo transeúnte, paralizado ante el abismo repleto de ojos celestes, mirando el transcurso del tiempo. Creo en un ciclo de vida y de muerte, transmutaciones eternas donde los que nos han definido es grabado al fuerte en las estrellas. Dejaré atrás las partes de mí que no logre permear la montaña de obsidiana. Alimentarán la tierra en la que llegue a caminar. Será mi historia llevada en el gélido viento del último aliento de mi cuerpo cortado, cambiado por el lugar donde ondean las banderas, origen de nuestra tendencia a la guerra, atravesado por flechas definitivas. He de alimentar a mis bestias con mi corazón en las manos, ofrenda de sangre, de piel y de huesos, hasta que no quede nada y permee las rocas varadas en la nada, hasta que encuentre el camino al reposo final, antes de volver a empezar. Now in English. I'll float in the abysmal blue of souls who cross the river, one after other and another, floating on the eternal expanse while preparing myself for the following form that I will take. They will guide the body's way with their hands, a passerby paralyzed before the abyss full of celestial eyes observing the passage of time. I believe in a cycle of life and decay, of everlasting transmutations, where what made us who we were is etched onto dying stars. I'll leave the parts of me behind that fail to permeate the obsidian mountains. They will feed the soil I once walked upon, and the stories I wrote will be carried by the icy winds of the last breath of this sore body. Changed by the place where flags fly high, the origin of our nature to do war. Pierced by the definite arrows, I shall feed my beasts the heart held in my hands, a blood offering, skin and bones until there's nothing left. And I permeate the rocks stranded in the nothing until I find my way to the final resting place before we start again. So the last one, again, this is something old, and this is called We Were Always Meant to Drown. And you can find this on my book on Para los Locos, which I'll share the information in a little bit. Oh, and I forgot, but this painting is inspired on the previous one about the Mictlan, one of the trials that they have to go through as they cross a river. Yalile, I have no words to share. They're holding onto my tongue and my throat is willing to swallow them whole. Yalile, can I call you by your name? I don't think I've ever said it out loud, and yet you expect me to pour my guts out on your overly used carpeted floor. Would you recoil from the stench of my insides? Because I would, Yalile. I'm embarrassed at the thought, ashamed of letting you see the insides of me to help me rearrange it and remove the bits and pieces that I don't need anymore. Would you think I'm ugly with my guts out on your floor? Because I would, Jalile. and all you would do is watch from afar as I slowly unravel before you, hoping I won't taint you with the reek of me. Breathe, be present, be mindful, but all I am aware of is the world closing in on me, and I have to outrun it. I have to fight it. I have to survive it. What happens when I can't anymore, Jalile? Have you ever lost one of us to our own vulnerabilities, or have you watched all of us escape our own minds? Jalile, I have seen death from afar too, and it reeked of despair. I know the sunken feeling on your chest when I casually mention it. It is my acquaintance, the wince of your eyes, the pity for me. Galilei, that has grasped my family by a chain and has surely pulled each generation closer to his grasp. Galilei, would you also recall when I tell you, I think it is beautiful, poetic, even because this is the first time I wouldn't wince at something I have said or thought of saying, but not quite saying it because I can't bring myself to do so, Galilei. Death is our heirloom, and it has picked us apart through the years. Lost limbs and off to the grave, pull the leash. Restrain, shotgun to your mouth, pull the leash. The fogs of the mind and the sweet promise of drowning in the depths. Pull and remember to pull and remember to pull, and we drown once again. Alcohol down your throat. Pull again and again and again and again, and it seems we were born to drown one way or another. Blood down your ears, and I don't even know your name. Blood on the pavement, and I can see why your mother loved that red on her lips. Pull, 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 no resistance, just pull. There is no use, just pull. Those who die of old age know already of its touch and expected it. And I hope to be prepared too, to not let it catch me by surprise, Jalile. Because the fear of not knowing is greater than any other fear I have dared to utter to you when we close the door to your safety. Galilei, why can I mention this all? Why can I take me seriously? Galilei, I too am drowning in words and thoughts and scenarios that rush through my head, and I fear I will drown in the vomit that never quite makes it outside to your carpets, outside to my walls, outside of my head. Galilei, you won't harm me, but these words will. And that's it for me.
Oh, yes, yes. And as I know you always close it off with, and that's it. But I'm going to continue like I always do. That wasn't just it. That was everything. Thank you, Lee. And you got the sign back?
Yes, found it.
Awesome.
So
So
you
places you can find. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you can find me. It's cadáveres_literarios, and I'll put it on the chat as well. If you cannot find me because I can for some way type that correctly, you can find me on Lee Martinez Soto on Facebook, or my Linktree, which is Cadáveres. There you go. That's it.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes. And you also mentioned Para los Locos. And is that link there on your Linktree as well?
Yes, it's the very first link. I actually have some that I ordered. So when you publish through Kindle, they give you cheaper copies as an author. So if you want cheaper and you don't want to give the money to Amazon, just let me know. I can share my email and I can send it over to you.
Perfect. Yeah, honestly, that's always the better option. But we do what we need to do. So thank you, Lee, as always, for making and being part of this community as always. It's always fun when you make it to the live events too. So that was fun last time. Okay, actually, we're gonna stick around in El Paso, and if you were here at the beginning of the show, you heard about this big event we have coming up this Friday. We're having a poetry pachanga. It's gonna be really great because we're gonna celebrate two of our local authors that were published, Red or Green Books, poet Khan Rasfire, who's here with us, and of course our next performer, Denise Signs, or as she signed up today, Signs of Sisterhood. And check it out. Check out this beauty right here. Look at this.
Yes, thank you.
And so we're going to celebrate this Friday book release. If you're in the El Paso area, come hang out with us. It's a music studio. And Denise, take it away. Do your thing.
Thank you. Yes, just as you said, I'm looking forward to it. And this Sunday I got to hang out with Erica, which was really awesome. So that's why, like, right after that, I was still like riding the high of just getting to hang out with her and taking pictures. So I signed up as the Signs of Sisterhood today. So I was supposed to write these poems, right, that reflected that. But I learned that I have a lot to heal from sisterhood as a whole too. So we're going to have a lot of mix of different things, but I'm only going to read 3. I wrote this one for my sister, Jasmine. We have recently gotten back to hanging out together, and it's just really weird because we had a whole lot of time where we were not the best of friends, but I am so grateful to be here. So I wrote something for my sister, which is, excuse me, let me drink some water really quick. Papi, ¿me pasas el agua? Sorry, I was smoking before this. Okay. And it's in Spanish. And I wrote it in Spanish because my sister is hard of hearing. So she understands people by like reading their lips, and she understands Spanish a little bit more than English. So this is for her. It's called Hermana. A mi hermana siempre la persiguían. Cuando ella estaba en casa de sus amigas, allí yo estaría. Hasta cuando caminaba mano en mano con su novio, allí yo estaba junto a ellos, impidiendo momentos ajenos. Siempre interruptando llamadas en la medianoche, con la panza llena de gas, sin vergüenza de darle a mi hermana una serenata. Estuve allí cuando le dijo a nuestros padres que estaba embarazada. La tomé de la mano cuando reaccionaron bien cabrón. Estuve a su lado cuando se casó, igual como ella estaría a mi lado en mi boda. Estaría con ella por su embarazo, cocinándole todos sus antojos. Estaba allí cuando necesitaba ayuda con mis sobrinos y me dejó crecer con sus hijos, preparándome para mis propias criaturas. Compartimos nuestros primeros conciertos y nuestros primeros dolores de corazón, pero la amargura de tener que vivir como madre e hija nos separó. Ella siempre era la meta que nunca pude alcanzar porque mi hermana navega la vida con tanta facilidad. Mientras yo apenas estoy aprendiendo cómo ser adulto y responsable, mi hermana sigue a mi lado cuando arrastro a mis criaturas enfrente de mí cuando caminan, para poder vigilarlas y cuidarlas como mi hermana siempre me ha cuidado a mí. And then that was the first one. And so, like I said, going to be a different feelings about sisterhood. And this one's called Leftovers. And this one's pretty short. I never liked it when she would get with the guys I was fucking. She always liked the way my pussy tasted on the dicks of men that were worse shit. I can understand the thrill of taking someone's man, but only if the other woman was an enemy and I had really, really low self-esteem. I should say I have been there, done that, but they never touched, they never kissed. She thought both friends were hot and we could each have one, but the way they danced with me on the floor, I knew I had to have both. I suppose karma's a bitch, but at least I have never known what leftovers taste like. And then this one's another one, and this one's called Friendship. The women that I have had the honor of being friends with have taught me the most. Through them, I learn how to harness strength when I'm at my weakest. I've seen them climb mountains in the desert barefoot. They always make it to the top out of sheer determination. They are the type of women who make others uncomfortable with just how comfortable they are in their own skin. They make no apologies for who they are and the space they take. I just want to be in their presence so I can learn how to carry myself with such grace. Women who speak their mind and only stand for truth. The ones who are transparent about their intentions and leave no room for those who don't meet their expectations. No drama, no chaos. Swatting away flies that come to invade their space. Unapologetic to what they like, what they want, and what they need. I like to lay in their shadows and admire just how bright the divine in them shines. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Denise.
Wow.
Nice, Denise.
Yes.
I
As
can
always,
love you.
I love you too, Erica. I can't wait to hang out again. We got to do that again.
Oh, guys, the photo shoot that came out of that was fire. I'm working on the flyers right now. It's gonna come out. We're gonna post them. Pff, guys killed it. But this Friday, and did you sign up, Con? I think we can con later tonight as well. I think I just got you the link, so make sure to get you on. But Denise, really quick, before we move on, would like to promote, or of course, to promote your social media so people can follow you.
Yes, if you guys have never met me before, you guys could always look me up on Facebook. It's the easiest because my name shows up on the screen already. It's Denise Science. And if you guys want to follow me also on Instagram, they're both the same, but yeah, pretty much just Facebook and the Instagram is, I'll put it up on the chat, but it's D9 like Bill Nye. So DEENYE_ science like the subject. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. I love it. I love the name too. Yeah, like Bill Nye. Awesome, cool. Yes. So once again, Friday, come to our poetry pachanga. If she is feeling better, I know she's under the weather. I invited Christine to share some music as well. And we have a traveling poet. Who's gonna read a bit as well. He's a former poet laureate, and so it's a little bit of everyone kind of there. And of course, there's also a little bit of a open mic spaces. You know, if people want to share as well. I think the point is friends, family, come together. BYOB, all ages. It's gonna be fun. Uh, and again, find out more if you haven't already. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Oh, it's like I summoned her. Christine is in the waiting room, just as I mentioned her by name. Okay. All right. So we're gonna keep going. Next up, I had Domo Beth, but I don't believe she is here. I'm looking through. Is she using a new name? No. Okay. So Domo Beth, like she's amazing. Like all you guys who know her know this, but those of you watching the live stream, or if you're new, or check her out. She's on past shows. She also runs her own shows, I believe, with What Is Right. She's a dynamic talent. You know, she's super entertaining. So we'll see if she finds her way on at some point during the night. I believe she's on in Spokane, Washington. So we'll see. Anyway, with that, again, she's also part of the Poetry Global Network. By the way, yeah, shout out to Poetry Global Network. They are on YouTube. I like it. It's like kind of the underground source for things poetry, you know, as I like Lacan said it, filling in the gaps, you know, of what's going on in the poetry world, underground poetry scene, a lot of these online mics. Go check it out. And there's a bunch of shows. I believe there's more coming up, which we're excited about. And with that said, okay, I'm gonna shut up talking a lot again. I know I got to use the Kit method, mumble transition, right? That's the t-shirt. Kit's gonna sell a lot of t-shirts once we start making them. Okay, yo, next up we got Donna. Donna could not make it, unfortunately. Tumble Words Project. She signed up, but let's go ahead and go. All right, down the list. We're okay. Baltimore, Maryland. Yes, he's been here a couple of times, and I'm always like, "Do you want to perform?" This time he signed up, so I'm so excited. We got Soul Link Speaks in the house. Soul Link Speaks. What's up, man? Chancey,
Hey,
good to see you.
I have 2 poems and 5 haikus,
Sounds good, man. Take it away.
and they're fresh. I just wrote them today, so well, one of them I wrote today. Okay. Um, Fractured feelings. I try to be okay with feeling, but I feel numb. Do I have a right to feel? Am I worthy to feel? I love sincerely, but love feels restricted. I care unconditionally, but few care about me. I want to cry, but I don't feel comfortable with that because it may come out in the wrong place. I try to be okay with feeling, but feeling hurts too much. I need a hug. Can someone hold me? I think I'm falling apart. I need someone to love me. I love myself, but it feels better to be loved. So I could feel safe to cry on her shoulder. I'm tired, I'm broken, I'm torn. God, please help me. I'm falling apart. Come closer. Please rescue me. Okay. Cuddle monster. I crave physical closeness with a cuddle session that lasts all day long, with the exception of bathroom breaks and eating. I need your warm body pressed against mine, causing my heart to defrost in a long winter of brokenness. I need to hold you in my arms to know that the potential to love is so real. I want to experience the thrill that comes with Netflix and chill. I crave the sweetness from your candy lips, to taste the perpetual joy of love. I long for your breath that accompanies life giving affirmations, unspoken by ungodly women, unheard by ungodly men, that's activated through your life giving CPR. I feel your heart beating in a celestial symphonic fashion synchronized with mine. I crave physical closeness. It's been 5 years since the last time, ever since love has felt unattainable. I have a golden heart that I've been trying to match with silver facades of bronze figures, clothing spirits who will never place. I'm craving life's best for me this time. I'm through with the mundane. May the physical closeness be as heavenly as the spiritual. I think about you as you think about me. As the world turns, the flowers fade, and life becomes eternal. I long to love you forever. Haiku. Taking my life back. Can't live in this toxic place. I decide to live. Haiku. Softer than a cloud in those SpongeBob jammy pants. You mind if I touch? Haiku. There's room at the cross. Say yes, your reservation. The Savior awaits. Haiku. Thankful for real friends who know the truth in your soul but won't expose you. Haiku. Perpetual love. Our souls met when God, where God is. Just met this year though. Thank you.
All right, man. Yes. Dude, I'm glad you finally signed up. Yes, yes. So do you have like social media you'd like to promote or any upcoming shows or events?
Yes, let me see. You can follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Soul Inc. Speaks. I have 2 books out. Well, I have 3 books out that are out on. They're on Amazon, and I'll be featuring with Kiana the poet on August the 26th. So once I get the information, I will let you guys know.
All right, appreciate that. I'm really happy that you got to sign up and perform today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool, man. And of course, drop any link, any of those links if you have them available in the chat. Would definitely love to also share that on the Zoom call. Shout out to people also. I usually try and do this. Let's see who's on right now. Andres, Javel, Raised Up Ice, Cynthia, all you peeps right now watching. Let us know in the chat. Say hi. Thanks for tuning in on the live stream for sure. All right, let's see. We're gonna go to Kemlin. Yes, Kemlin's in the house. She's back. She's gonna do some multimedia cool stuff, and I'm just gonna let you take it away. There you go.
Okay. This is in honor of Paul, who challenged me by his call for I Can't Breathe, a social justice project. I Can't Breathe, words and pictures by Kemlinton Bappy. I can't breathe, eyes open, chest rises and fall. Cannot breathe. 两只老虎，两只老虎，跑得快，跑得快。一只没有眼睛，一只没有耳朵，真奇怪，真奇怪。Three little tigers, they run fast, they run fast. One tiger has no eyes, one tiger has no ears. It's so strange, it's so strange. I was a tiger with no eyes. Little tiger should not hear some things, and yet she hears. Little tiger should not see. I was a tiger with no eyes. Little tiger should not see some things, yet she saw. What about the third little tiger? She's the one who could not speak, gagged without a voice, hiding in shadow, invisible. Today, I found out that the official version had only 2 tigers. I am the third, non-existent. 客人来看爸爸，爸爸不在家。我请客人先坐下，再倒一杯茶。Guest arrives to meet with my father. My father is not home. Mother taught me the way of hospitality. Mother is not home. Nanny is my mother. I invited the guest inside. I offer a cup of tea. I offer hospitality. I offer what he wants. I offer me. I am hospitality. 世上只有妈妈好，没有妈的孩子是更宝，受进了妈妈的怀抱，幸福少不了。世上只是妈妈好，没妈的孩子想更吵，离开妈妈的怀抱，幸福哪里找？ In this world, only mother is best. A child without a mother, a blade of grass. Your mother's embrace is where happiness is found. My mother thought she could not live without my nanny. Damnation to you who dares to hurt the littles. May you stew in hell. In the hands of nanny, blade of grass becomes prawn. Fingers wrap around my body, run over my cool, smooth shell. I shudder still. I acquiesce, surgical knives me in the back. It runs from head to tail, pries and pulls back my outer layers, exposes my soft, yielding flesh. A flick begins my disembowelment, my gut and my shit, removes my spine under a waterfall, bathes me until I am edible, baptizes me with boiling water. One more incision, I arise, reborn into the promise of new life, a butterfly. I long to see my reflection, even if I have a mirror. I cannot see myself, for I am blind, headless, with no legs, arms, no wings. I am prawn. Misiam, spicy prawn noodles. Dinner's ready. Mother calls. Come and try. Here, take your plate. Go ahead. Guest feigns reservation out of politeness. His salivating mouth betrays his true gastric intentions. Girl, Jia, eat. I shrink under the dining table, away from guests, even at risk of being caned. When forced, I spit, hide under plate, or better still, feed to dog. Once upon a time, prawns were my favorite. Then Lao Jie, Nanny, taught me how to clean the prawns. She laughed when I threw up my guts. She bathed me. She washed me. She touched me under birth. Since birth, I was bathed. I was washed, but I was always, am always dirty. She wrapped my fingers around my body to vein me. I was her butterfly. I was her prawn. Then I was served up to guest. Thank you.
Wow.
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 Camlin.
Yeah,
That was something special. That was something special. That was
wow.
Oof.
So Kemlin, I'm
Much
just gonna request,
passion, babe.
I'm gonna
Damn.
request you also
That was
record
amazing.
yourself performing that because we need that in the magazine as well. So just saying.
Oh, I stayed up until 4 a.m. last night. I painted every single fucking picture. Well, you guys have taught me if I write my trauma, I will get my voice back. I will get my voice back. And I can be strong because if I have these God-given gifts, I don't just want to be a fucking poet or artist. I want to do something with it. And I am so thankful for you guys. Oh, for being willing to go with me to projects like Magic Mike. So that hell, we're going to give them hell for every single person that has taken away from these littles. We're going to give them hell because we are going to raise money for these girls in the Philippines and all girls everywhere, including myself. We're going to help them find their voice and survive, thrive, blossom, love again. So, Magic Mike, guys, Sunday night, 6 to 9, Pacific Standard Time, 9 to 12, Eastern Standard Time, sponsored by Vocabulary and collaborator with Lau and Bulatao and Engine, and 9 amazing male poets, my brothers, versus a host. And we represent not just you 9, but our community, that we are doing something amazing. We are not just elevating art for art's sake. We are using our art to change this world. And guys, we can change this fucking world.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you for your authenticity and Magic Mike. We got more like performers coming up tonight. They'll tell you more about it, Magic Mike. But that was amazing. It does transcend, and you were working on those. Oh man, that's amazing. That needs to be celebrated. So definitely include that portion as well, right? I would agree with what Paul was saying there. Get that on there as a performance. Thank you, Kemlin, so much. Much love. Everyone has been showing you love on YouTube stream as well. You know, we got your back.
And thank you for the space, Richie. I mean, I know I took more time, but I wanted to honor this space because you guys have been a huge part of my healing. BWOMS, I love you. It's a place where you can be safe and not always be pretty.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, be you, and a lot of us for that. That's messy, you know, and we appreciate it all. You know, like I said, authenticity. You know, all right. So, oh man, that was so good, Kemlin. Thank you for all that, and it's fine. You know, you took your time, and that's your time is all here. We're here for it. All right. Okay. So speaking of BWOMs in this space, you know, like our next performer is, I think, has really been such a huge part of helping build it and make it into this thing. He helps so much. And I'm just gonna let him do his thing. Mumble transition. Guys, we have Kit Ren up next. Mr. Monday Night. Take it away, man.
Right on cue, here I am. Yes. I'm glad you feel like this is part of your I'm gratified to hear that this space could be part as integral as you described it just now, Kim. I'm glad we can help someone on their way. But yeah, it's neat. It's Mr. Monday Night. I think I'm good, but the best I can hope for in my own family is second place. And my mom had a birthday last week. And she goes over and she shows me her phone and says, "Look, it's Rita Dove. Rita Dove is wishing me a happy birthday," because that's just what she does, is she just flexes on me constantly and I can't do anything about it. And so this is a poem kind of about that, about a different, just fucking read it, kid. What are you doing? No one cares. My mom and I are in the same field and arrived independently at the same heroes. She rushes over one morning to tell me that Carolyn Forche just accepted her friend request. I'm in the grocery store that afternoon and she texts me to say that Carolyn just liked the link she shared. First name basis, huh? Just like that. I don't mean to make fun. This is genuinely exciting to me. Despite its silly 21st century scene markers, I think if this moment were fuel, it would burn cleanly and brightly. It is just as well that memories are not fuel, and that we cannot, in moments of panic and shortfall, attach thermite to our mountainous lobes and blow through, taking only the moments we want. It is just as well that Carolyn Forche, walking through a DC supermarket, debating between two brands of cornmeal, cannot choose when she sees human ears scattered on the aisle floor, and cannot choose when they perk up or what they hear. And we had our poem about my mom, because why not? My mother wants to share in the pride of our neighbor, but feels compelled to make small amendments. It's a fine tree, she says, but it's not a mesquite. Mesquites don't flower. And do you see those thorns? Your excellent mesquite is an even better acacia. It occurs to me that this is that thing that I am asked to produce on demand, like a photo ID, a practical use for poetry. To correct affections without changing their vectors. Our love, like a contract, must be drawn with care and in terms as specific as possible. I am proud to call this the family business, an ancient, noble, and essential trade, to mark the place of the thorns and buds, to map the trails of the wandering shadows, and to match prisms to their suited lights. And from the recent past, we turn to the near future, because I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. And here is a poem about, among other things, dentistry. I turn in my thoughts to the young woman in North Carolina who got someone else's words tattooed on her forearm. No sin in a vacuum. In fact, a commonplace occurrence. But she claimed the words as her own. When she came across a certain poem, she really liked the phrase, something about spitting teeth into a sink. She took to it. She thought it was a metaphor. It became a metaphor in her submission and under her skin, But like a toy collector, she kept it in its original packaging, which made it easy for the presumably veneered original poet to note and prosecute the theft. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I too have had a recent incident involving the literal spitting of a broken tooth into a functioning but not pristine sink. But that was my own fault. The cresting of a new century of bad habits, so it doesn't have the emotional resonance I need for it to be useful imagery. I'm sure you agree. I have some brotherly advice for the young woman from North Carolina. If you must steal, if you cannot refrain from it, choose something more useful than trauma to take. I don't know. Take a bicycle. Take something you can enjoy. Go to the Target, to the large canisters of jelly beans, proprietary, impossibly literal flavors, Dr. Pepper jelly beans, recursive sins, dreamed by the candy floss devil. Slowly trigger the release lever. Let between 8 and 12 lumps of sugar fall noiselessly into your hand and shove them down your gullet like the contraband they technically are. I go to the Target now and see the jelly beans in their unsatisfactory plastic packaging of, at an eyeball guess, about 2.5 servings. And I know that I have made a difference in the world. But I had to leave that life behind me. I reached a breaking point, and then a broken point, and then the swell in my heart from my bite-sized theft migrated to my gums. I'm sorry for making this about myself, young woman from North Carolina, and I want you to please believe me when I say that I mean no harm. I am not here to quote tweet you dismissively for street cred, pushing down on the social media Skinner box for my treat. But if you're really intent on spitting teeth, and if you now share everyone's distrust of you around metaphor, follow the path I have paved. We'll have you in the big chair soon enough, under the eyes of a paternal and forgiving dentist, scraping the rot off the way that prayer is supposed to. And from the near future, we go to the distant past for the cover poem. Today is the birthday of one of my favorites, the late Philip Larkin. And so this is not the one you all know by Philip Larkin. This is a different one. This is Verse de Société. My wife and I have asked a crowd of craps to come and waste their time and ours. Perhaps you'd care to join us in a pig's arse, friend. Day comes to an end. The gas fire breathes, the trees are darkly swayed, and so, dear Warlock Williams, I'm afraid. Funny how hard it is to be alone. I could spend half my evenings, if I wanted, holding a glass of washing sherry, canted over to catch the drivel of some bitch who's read nothing but witch. Just think of all the spare time that has flown straight into nothingness by being filled with forks and faces rather than repaid under a lamp, hearing the noise of wind and looking out to see the moon thinned to an air-sharpened blade. A life, and yet how sternly it's instilled all solitude is selfish. No one now believes the hermit with his gown and dish talking to God, who's gone too. The big wish is to have people nice to you, which means doing it back somehow. Virtue is social. Are then these routines playing at goodness, like going to church? Something that bores us, something we don't do well, asking that ass about his fool research. But try to feel, because however crudely, it shows us what should be. Too subtle, that. Too decent, too. Oh, hell, only the young can be alone freely. The time is shorter now for company, and sitting by a lamp more often brings not peace, but other things. Beyond the light stand failure and remorse, whispering, Dear Warlock Williams, why, of course.
Awesome, man. Nice reading again. That was a very subdued hands together there at the end. Cool, man. What you got coming on, man, on your links and all that you'd like to share?
Let's see. Well, it's almost football season, so I'm going to have to start plugging the football blog again. But that's not everyone's thing. But Instagram at Kit Run Away, Twitter at Kit Talk Sports, Goodreads. Added that to the sheet recently, where you can find me playing amateur critic. Kofi.com/KitRen. We're about to be live again with very, very belletristic essays about really old football games. And you can find me on Facebook easy enough. And you can drop something in the tip jar at my PayPal if you want to, or you can just send a normal email if you want. And that's all I've got for right now.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Awesome. And of course, if you are new here, if you're, like we got some new people tuning in on the YouTube stream, Kit kept referencing his mother is Robin Schofield, who is here on past shows. So you can actually go back on our archives and catch some of her performances. And of course, that's also made really easy because Kid has gone by, and so if you're subscribed to our channel, you can just go back to it. We have a whole playlist of Monday night open mics, and there's the timestamps there. So I mentioned that at the beginning of the show in case you missed it. Anyway, let's keep going because we got lots of people still. We're gonna go to the West Coast. It's been a while since we've been to the West Coast on this show, where we have Dessa Somok with his awesome background. He's got some stuff he's gonna share, and as always, I think it's time to say that class is now in session.
All right.
Take it away.
I am going to follow the Lee model. I'm going to be modeling Lee. So something old, something new, and something borrowed. This is, I wrote this in 1995. Sadako and 1,000 Paper Cranes. October 23rd, 1955, and minus 300 or so cranes, paper cranes, nowhere near 1,000. Sadako's small carcass was rolled over into the black zipper bag, nowhere near 1,000 paper cranes. The golden statue of her holding the fully winged crane is there, the reminder of impunity or quiet desperation that washed away her consent. She said to her friend Kenji, "If you fold 1,000 paper cranes, your wish will come true." He died quiet, unbelieving. She worked hard, folding paper through bouts of nausea, passing out over the scissors and paper scraps. Hiroshima, mon amour, they called it little boy. Hiroshima, mon amour, they called it little boy. And the children today fold cranes to send back to Japan on August 6th to remember our ignorance. Hiroshima, mon amour, they called it little boy. Hiroshima, mon amour, they called it little boy. That was that piece. I was a young poet. I kind of looked like Paul, so just picture that. A lot of honey slathered on me.
God damn it.
Anyway, so this is the new one. I know we can't unsee that, huh? This piece is for my buddy Rich, since he loves the desert. The Salton Sea Breeze. Nobody seriously considers possible alternatives to capitalism any longer. Whereas popular imagination is persecuted by the vision of the forthcoming breakdown of nature, with the stoppage of all life on Earth. It seems easier to imagine the end of the world than a far more modest change in mode of production, as if liberal capitalism is the real that will somehow survive even under conditions of a global ecological catastrophe. And this is from the guy who keeps answering Kit Ren, Slavoj Žižek, Mapping Ideology. And my poem starts here. If your new strange tick from the neurotoxic euphoria has led you astray 100 miles east of Los Angeles, you'll be pulled out of the Mediterranean climate by two guardian pillars. Mount San Gorgonio, flanked by the northern traverse on Mount San Jacinto, the southern peninsula ranges and the Salton Trough down the middle, making the pass one of the windiest places in the US. And just as quickly blowing the levels of your dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine as they disappear from your depressive central nervous system. Your tweaker time dilation burning out like Drew R. Oliver's Seal Beach roller coaster generator and his 1926 Whitewater wind turbine. And you've crossed into the eastern portal through the meth haze, you'll be in the Colorado desert, leaving behind the western barrier of the range shadow. Once you enter here, you are expected to wait. The night will come, sunrises, seasons, eventually waiting to loosen into pieces. In the dilation, a continent scale river system is exposed via its vacinal sinks, its sedimentology, regional stratigraphy, and micropaleontology of the Southern Boost Formation, the age deposits of the Western Salton Trough. The trilateral formation that makes the Southern Boost Formation basal carbonate embayment some 6.3 million years ago, prior to the arrival of the river, the subtidal green claystone, influx of the river water at 5.4 million years ago, migrating southern turbidities and wind caves, paleo canyons at 5.1 million years ago. When the river first runs and delivers its upstream sand, the halting of sand came through the anticlines formed via tectonic movements. Massive progradation of fluvial deltic system pushed through the river valley and the Salton Trough starting 4.6 billion years ago by overwhelmed sediment storage capacity of the sub-basins along the lower river corridor. As the OCD kicks in, you unravel the millions of years that the Colorado River has jumped its bounds in rehydrated Gneissian metamorphic landscape of petrified wood, volcanic shards, the ultra limestone, the aged marine stone, the Orocopia schist, and the vulture scrape calcified carcasses. The existential boredom of the landscape lets you appreciate the con deals of the 1800s. The 1853 rail survey to tap some new veins, the 1857-1887 Wozencraft plan of Dr. Oliver M. Wozencraft to irrigate the desert, the 1875 Southern Pacific Railroad extension via the Cabazon Valley and the perishing laborers from the punishing heat, the 1884-1905 New Liverpool Salt Company slathering salt left by the evaporated Lake Cahuilla, shipping 1,500 tons per year to San Francisco. The 1896 Calexico tent town to house canal workers that George Chaffee designed that would eventually overrun in 1905 for the California Irrigation Company at 400 acre-feet per year. As the meth might ravage the psychosis of your reality, you can feel the southern embankments breaching as the sores bleeding, the floods of the 1905 and the breach of the canals that brought thousands of acre feet of water for 16 months, pouring over 500,000 acre feet, rehydrating the Salton Sea. The basin rose as much as 7 inches per day, covering upwards of 400 square miles. Once the high was evaporated and the landscape lithifies and the crank bugs pulverize the epidermal anxiety, leaving the environmental source, agricultural DDT that has yet exhausted its 30-year half-lives, your euphoria dwindling away in 12 hours, half at 24 hours, quarter at 36 hours, and then the chaotic panic sets in when you can't inhale. You break away weary and angry. Who will you tell this story to? So much time wasted for nothing. Telling the story puts you back in the arid desert of your existential anxiety. You must be disciplined. You must be disciplined to adapt the extremes of this arid region as the crystals envelop the mantle of the ultramarine pea-shaped flowers. The smoke tree has become emblematic of the desert with its floral profusion and intense color for only a few weeks in June. The smoke tree comes alive, the buzzing of bees. The desert is like a crystal, like a boulder. It gives up nothing, like a black hole. And you're expected to wait.
Wow, man. All right.
Let's close it out, buddy. This is my Spanish, and then I'll do the English. It's very short. Fósforos. Está muy oscuro cuando tomo un paso sobre la calle, pero entonces se presenta el que juega con fósforos en mis sueños. Nunca lo he visto, nunca he visto su cara, sus ojos, porque siempre tengo que ser tan lento y los fósforos ya están en las puntas de sus dedos. Si es una casa, solo hay tiempo para entrever. Si una mujer, solo un beso antes que las sombras convengan. Yo podría estar cenando, haciendo una bola de nieve, me estuvieran sacando una muela con el Papa en Roma o corriendo desnudo sobre un campo de batalla. El de los fósforos sabe y no dice. Le gustan juegos de abandono, ciudades elegibles, grandes amores que se apagan en un solo soplón. Matches. Very dark when I slept on the street, but then he shows up, the one who plays with matches in my dreams. I've never seen his face, his eyes. Why do I always have to be so slow? And the match is already down to his fingertips. If it's a house, time only for a glimpse. If a woman, just a single kiss before the shadows converge. I could be dining, making a snowball, having my teeth pulled by the Pope in Rome, or running naked over a battlefield. The one with the matches knows and won't say he likes only abandoned games. In eligible cities, great loves that go out in a puff. Charles Simic, Hotel Insomnia.
Oh, wow. I love that last line on that one. Awesome, man. Love that reading. Thanks for reading that desert one too. Got anything coming up that you like to promote or share?
Well, actually, today I had a great reading. It was today they were celebrating World Indigenous Poetry Day, and so I was included by our friend Yolanda Matias. She invited me. I was trying to get Tyrone on in there, but he couldn't make it. But I had an opportunity to share the mic with a lot of really great poets around the world, and that was worth not getting on the New You list. So sorry, guys. And but other than that, I think that's about all I have right now. Folks can catch me on Gashes 2019 on Instagram, and hopefully you enjoyed those pieces.
No, absolutely. And really quick, is that reading that you just mentioned, is that available anywhere online to watch?
Yeah, it's available on Facebook under Yolanda Matias. Yolanda Garcia Matias is the Nahuatl poet, and she's really awesome. She did a great job.
I loved it. When
5 hours
yeah.
long. It was a 5 hour long reading.
All right, yeah. So you get some extra time. Go check it out. Thank you.
I'm hoping Kik can time log it.
Hey, he already gave you the cat.
You're good at one thing, and people expect it all the time.
He did leave his PayPal
I get that all
info,
the time,
so.
kid.
Awesome. All right, yo. So, man, thank you so much. In fact, I'm looking at the list. We're going from West Coast to East Coast. We got like a nice group. So I want to first of all, thank everyone for sticking around. Like I said, I know this is the late show, but if you've been here since Cafe, Generalissimo, maybe you get a little bit amped up, wired up. But we got more peeps. We're gonna go to Jersey for a little bit, and we're gonna kick things off with the realist. We got the real Nick P, Nick Paleologos up next, and I'm always excited to just hear your stuff, man. Go ahead and take it away.
First, I'm excited to hear my stuff too, man. Great to see you again, Richie. Great to see you again, Kit. Love it here at BWOMS. Next 10 in the building. You'll know about that in a second. So I'll give you one of my newest pieces, and then you'll see what happens when I go into my set. So here we go. This first one's called The Book Series That Shaped Me. I don't exactly have a favorite book. If you were to ask me that, you might as well ask me which Greek letter I like the best. However, I will appease with a series of unfortunate events, from a bad beginning to the austere academy. Lemony Snicket did not have lemons in his eyes when writing this, narrating with curry, law, and workburn in the throat, rising from the stomach, churning and spitting up genius. Imagining Violet, Klaus, and Sonny escaping Count Olaf and the carnivorous carnival from foster to foster, a vile village, a hostile hospital, from danger to danger, inventing with raw materials, researching the reptile room with an incredibly deadly viper in there, biting bitter apples. Illusions weren't illusions of the vivid imagination, dark artistry infused within my body. I fell into a slippery slope that turned into a grim grotto. This penultimate peril was getting to me. I thought this was the end of my sanity. I was mistaken. It's only the beginning. Unfortunate events meant catastrophe in my dictionary. As the series ended, Mr. Poe came into my life. I found poetry from him. I didn't know it would save me. I was 16, still trying to discover my identity. I grew and pulled myself out of the ersatz elevator with a grappling hook made of paper clips. It was then I entered the miserable mill, hypnotized into trance. I was able to understand colors as I escaped out the wide window. I flew with birds sky high. I tasted clouds. It doesn't taste like cotton candy. It tasted like wool. I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend you consume poetry instead. And through poetry, I will produce the book that will be my favorite for all to enjoy. Ad versus reaction, winter 2021. Maybe this feeling I'm embracing is similar to Lemony and other artists that have felt when they grasp the concept of it. It's coming. Are you ready for it? I'll await your answer in the winter when it's in your hands. So that was one.
Dude, yes.
Yes. Yeah, so thank you, God. Love you. OG10 in the building right there. So let me give you a piece that is gonna be in my book. This one's called Remember Me When I Transcend. It goes like this. When I die, I want you to know it's not your fault. It would be by my own hands that dig my grave and bury me 7 feet under, where my corpse will transform. I won't be taking my riches with me. My soul won't stay stagnant. My poetry will overflow out of these pages. At least I hope. I am the holder of my own keys to my own gas-fueled fuckery. With my pedal to the floor of my vehicle, I speed race to Fast and Furious that one day will kill me. I want a true principle that school never taught me. I need a belief that doesn't kill others. I would love to hold someone close to me. I have accepted I will eventually go out as either a martyr or devil. It's going to be how I am perceived when the sun touches the earth on that fateful day. I hope I am recognized as a poet. That was 2. I'll give you all one short. This one's not in the book, by the way. This one's called Howling with Doom. This notion of a hellhound as a good doggo is an idea that is off the pogo stick. Houndoom is based off of hellhound. You can tell with the horns, the skeleton sticking out of its back, the claws, the spade tail. Houndoom's howl will scare everyone away. Trapped in an inferno without an odor to sleuth out, the smog is an embargo caught in a youth bout. Think about this. If Houndoom's flames hit you, it will hurt and last forever. Look at the words you construct, the sentences that are obstruct. Use your words wisely so you don't burn a relationship, so you don't burn a bridge, so you don't mar your vocabulary. So you don't burn your life. Peace.
Damn, awesome, man. Dude, yes. Dude, all the hype from the upcoming. All right. Congrats, first of all. Next 10, that's amazing. Yo, I want to see also. I missed the event, but that's great, man. So what else you like? I know, would you like to promote that? What else you got to promote right now?
All right, so it's gonna take a sec, so that's why I wanted to kind of do shorter poems tonight. First off, for anything you want to get in contact with me, the real Nick P on IG is the best way to get in contact with me. My next open mic is this coming Wednesday, not this one, the 11th. It is the 18th at 9:15 EST. Word is right. I will drop that info into the chat if you want to throw that into the YouTube, Richie, and everything. In terms of the book, we had the launch this past Saturday, the 7th. You're going to hear from one of these other amazing 10 that they're in the room tonight. Gigi, I see you right there. I know you're going to kill it tonight. And yeah, it's going to be coming out in the winter and everything. And yeah, I got some other things planned, Richie. You and me got something planned. Wink, wink, you know? Nudge, nudge.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, keep it mysterious. Perfect.
Keep it mysterious. I gotta be a little bit, but not all of it. You know, you gotta suck them in. Thank you for having me, Richie. Be well, man. Peace.
Awesome, man. You're the king of hype. I love it. All right, yo, we're gonna stick around in Jersey. I've once said the 1-2 punch, and right now, like, I'm looking at the Zoom screen. Oh, Maddie, what's up, Maddie? I was gonna say, like, we got like a quesadilla brewing. You know, you got maíz, you got the queso, but all fire. Let's go ahead and Paul, man, take it away. Paul con queso. What's up, man?
What's going on, Richie? What's going on, brother? I'm so glad to be here. This space is the shit. I love being here. You know, intimacy, the flame that y'all allow us to spit. You know, yeah, glad to be here. So I'm gonna read. I mean, before I start, Storm God's in the building. Heal. Voltron Rising. Storm Force. Yeah.
Shit.
So I'm gonna read a piece I read at the Nuyo, and then a piece that I read last week at Inspired Word in the City. And then if Maddie wakes up, I don't know. He's asleep right now, so he has already expressed he might not have the energy to read. So there's no pressure on Maddie Maiz, who's deep in sleep. But this thing that I have started now, I'm starting a new tradition each time I read, where before I begin, I would like everybody in the room to please close your eyes for about 3 or 4 seconds. And Maddie said I already am. And please think of something that you're grateful for. I have a moment of gratitude and silence, and then we can begin. Okay. All right. So this first piece is called Book of the Dead. I think the ultimate irony is that the book of life is also the book of the dead, dug up from the dregs of Hymenoptera, once left to the dust of ruinous tombs in Egypt, where you can't disentangle Osiris from Amun-Ra or Anubis from Isis. After all, what's a deity of the sky without one of the underworld? Loves unfurled by narratives, and I was tasked to choose just one, not cognizant of just how ominous a task that would be, patchworking libraries and bookshelf dreams. See, I've always been told not to judge books by their covering, because often self-destruction can look like functioning. There's a long track record of all the things I have loved most in life, wanting to flee, even family leaves from the family tree, flocking to afterlife like Book of the Dead narrators. Offering bedtime fairy tales is what registers in memory. Boys like me who simply didn't want to grow up, and thus they loved impossibly. When did you change? When do you age? I thought you'd never grow up. I thought you'd never. Window closed. Wendy got old. I was too late, I was too late. A shadow of what I once was. 'Cause we don't do the same drugs no more. We don't do the same drugs no more. And she don't laugh the same way no more. And we don't do the same drugs no more. Hooking through sky, never to land, only for Pan to see that with love its own high, that drug took flight, and you watch them depart from that terminal, leaving you terminal. And the more I think about you, the more I keep the ghost alive. The more I think about you, the more I keep the ghost alive. I want you back, but it's gone. I'm bleeding now, 'cause we can't move on. I want you back till I shake. I want you back, but what's broken don't unbreak. Just like the vase holding vital organs, viral chorus played from organs as the church bells ring, and the healthy weighted lady sings at some piano bar, electric arms casting symphony. I wake myself up to the euphony of having been loved painfully right to the point of break and then thrown away. So much of what I've loved in life is a hand-me-down, a thrift shopped quick stop through a second-hand heart and throat-swallowed serenade. It's something I've learned is the best books always tend to be worn and creased, spine frayed on the verge of fracturing, pages marked with yellow highlight and underlinings signifying that pivot in your life. It's perfect chemistry of words brought to your world. Honestly, most of my favorite books aren't so much because of titles or names, but how they changed the way I see identity. The fact that they all came to me originated from consignment shops, garage sales, closets of best friends and ex-lovers with worn covers, saved by tape-held prayers and bindings holding on by the thinnest threads. This War and Peace in Head, a tale of two cities, given these Wuthering Heights and Goodnight lullabies, recycled endless times. That type of soothe meant to lullaby. See, the books I loved most were not Amazon primed by barn owning nobles, but jungle and farm hopefuls who know we are where the wild things are, not Big Brother or Clockwork Orange holding eyelids open for Stephen King's to carry shining minds past bluest eyes to kill two mockingbirds with one stone. We all know from the start that things fall apart and tend to shatter. And the reality of the matter is that we all drown in glass seas like Gatsby peering across the harbor at that glowing green light, but we can't deal with the unbearable lightness of being until we offer up our clay to mold like Play-Doh apologies. Truth is, I read and speak best in poetry. My wicked, wicked ways have much to say about 20 odes which know why this caged bird sings, but they can't kill us unless they kill us. So let them throw their stones, burn and ban whatever pieces of paper they like contraband. Because I can't stand lies behind lips while their eyes are watching God. My favorite book is a facade. My favorite book isn't even in a book. It's up next. And 3 pieces after that, it happens every single night. We honor our narratives of confessional and fairy tale, patchworked myths, incanting these scriptures we share in the cyclical bridge of endless death you can only get when you detach from outcome and truly live. So step right up and recite everyone's next favorite narrative, but try your best not to Lazarus what's happily dead, because I already found peace in the stories not meant for this particular read through, this book of life. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I got one more piece though. But yeah, hella references. If you caught all those references, you get a gold star. This next piece is it's a little bit sweeter. It's a little bit less, I guess, sour dour. I don't know. I don't think that last piece was a downer, but whatever. This is all the way up. This is called Honey. You know, I recently heard from a real wise woman that honey is just bee vomit, secretions left behind when the workers of the colony do their thing and leave. Birds and the bees describe why we are all here today. Yes, it's fate to pollinate, stinger in the flower. We all devour the photosynthesized moments where instants in time are captured like Polaroids enraptured in snapshot. And I learned today that apiculture is the technical term for the practice of beekeeping. Melaponiculture in the case of stingerless bees, and we all seem to keep honey buried deep in hives of solar plexus, heart kept as complex honeycomb of our own internal passageways of hurt and pain. Others must learn to navigate. Tell me how you feel, and if I'm getting near, I'll tell you where to steer. You tell me where to steer. Da-da-da, darling. Way above the clouds and high above the stars, through unknown black holes, no one knows where we are. But we'll return to earth and do it all over again, because I know after tonight you don't have to look up at the stars. No, 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 no. I know by the end of tonight you don't have to look up at the stars. And I know if the love is all right, you don't have to look up at the stars. No, 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 no. I know by the end of tonight you don't have to look up at the stars. Yet I'm not some astrophysicist, can't tell you where the nearest nebula or how massive the Big Dipper is, but what a black hole supernova means to its surrounding star system, swallow up by cosmos to point of collapse in dwarf star death. But I can glimpse that sometimes life only comes from destruction of what was, how horoscopic signs can be compatible, that caps hold patience for fiery signs like mines, infernos burning bright like comets, all too often misinterpreted as destructive. When it gets intense, because my love language is quality time spent, is playlists sent and kind gestures, but so often our tongues get twisted by the simple utterance of intention. Like secrets entrusted, pain of the struggle shared by two fiery cosmos, seemingly striking across the onyx night, making paintbrush strokes of dying tales. And what weighs on my mind is I have lived to this Jesus year, yet still found very few ever capable of getting this far into hive of mind with me. All the pretty girls in the world, I'm in space with you. And when space is new, it seems utopia, but opening up to new galaxies shows you that the crystallizing properties of some forms of honey, like sugar pie, honey bunch, honey bunches of oats, honey bun, honey glazed, honey butter, honey ham, honey bear. But I swear, I like my girls just like I like my honey, sweet, a little selfish. I like my women like I like my money, green, a little jealous. Oh, I'm a beautiful wreck, a colorful mess, but I'm funny. Oh, I'm a heartbreak vet with a stone cold neck. I'm so charming. This bottlenecked, stone cold shipwreck of uncharted vessel found at the floor of sea, a question mark spine, and no one knows its destination because I'm lost without you. I can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? Honey pots and honey butts cut open just to release sweet nectar of the gods in our eyes, irises rising high as the call to share our harvest. And that may be all I need. Darkness, she is all I see. So come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning. Well, I never want to leave. Perhaps only you can guide this wheel with me, can set the bones after break. You know, fractures require at least 8 weeks to fully mend, yet time is of no object to me, intoxicated by this golden train with no brakes, because only your tracks can keep me high when low. Low is an emotional low, as low is lower than rock bottom, yet low can be high. High is an intoxicant high, as I got it for the low on the corner from that honey stinger sting operating pusher man. High is in Carly Simons calling out how you're so vain. I bet you think this poem is about you, yet we are also very sat at our own individual vanity. I am vain, and so are you. We manicure our public image with acrylic coats and filters of hope for better days to come as we navigate tides of our Milky Way and paddleboard the astral plane of deepest desire, wade out into ocean and wait vengeful gods to breach a surface so dark and stormy as volcanic wrath of Teka, but she's really more Tefiti, truly sweet, but she can get fiery like sparks from dying star when required to, like when heart of sea is stolen by inconsiderate men or prideful demigods. And damn, it's odd how she's perhaps more Moana than all of these, would rather know how far she still has to go. While also quite satisfied, sat ashore, picnicking on a beach with some snacks, consuming intimacy till sun comes up, prosciutto of duck, honey, wine, fruit, mead, and other stuff, never getting lost in the coordinates of stars. We plotted honey harvests, which brought us to enough sustenance to fill our nectar pumping veins and hearts the same, this full meal of miel. This honey untrapped, untapped, unbottled, full throttle, thrusting ourselves into this ever-moving goalpost of fructose meets sucrose meets comatose honey doses. We feed one another each and every time our lips move to speak on the minute miracle of the fact that somehow, despite all the hives and combs in the known universe, still somehow even the busiest of bees get to meet and make sweet memories of honey.
Sweetness, man, sweetness. Dig it, man. You tucked Maddie in a blanket of sound and sensibility there. The jukebox poet right there. Yeah, man. So Paul Conquesto is the handle. What else you got coming up, man?
I mean, I Can't Breathe Volume 2. Yeah, and Sunday is Magic Mike, so I'm gonna plug that also. Kem, Finn in the room. It is for a really beautiful cause, the Butterfly Project, right, Kem? All proceeds of the event, everyone who donates to this central open mic, which I am part of, it's going to help rescue and continue to rehabilitate and heal these young girls in the Philippines who are victims of a lot. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I want to promote. And just thank you for the space, Richie. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
Right on. Thank you. And Mr. Mais behind you there, you know, we'll let him sleep and nap. I just want to shout out the
Go binge.
I know he's already dreaming up his next one. Yeah, he's dreaming up the next one. But right now,
poems in his dreams.
Yes, there you go. All right, hell yeah. So let's, I want to thank everyone. We got a couple more peeps. In fact, our next performer, I've seen you perform at the New Rican Poets Cafe. It's a debut here at this show, and I want to thank you so much for waiting around because I know it is late. I know it is. So we have Gigi in the house, Massachusetts. What's up? Welcome to the late mic.
Hi, I know. Lizzie sent me the invite and I was like, wow, I can't wait. But yes, it's 1 a.m. here and I'm so glad to be here. My name is Gigi. For all of you who don't know, my name is Melinda Jody Marie Arcadia. You can find me at arcadian-poetry.com or on Instagram at iron_resilience. And yeah, I'll talk about my new book after, but I got some really short poems I'm gonna read. I have a little timer, so I won't go over. And all of these are from my book. Okay. So this first one is called Seattle Lover. I left a part of my heart in a city I had never been. We dreamed of leaving for Seattle. Maybe it was the timing that never lined up, or the other woman who laid in your bed. I've burned the idea of houses with white picket fences on the coast of the opposite side of this country. A part of me will love you in Seattle in a different reality. I wonder if we ever built the house. I wonder if we ever would have gotten sick of the rain there. And this one's called Love on Fingertips. It isn't the lust of relationship I crave, it's the fingertips. The feeling of hands brushing over limbs and lips, entwining hands, the bruising of fingertips, the feeling of stems and flowers, the caressing of parchment on love notes. There are moments when I will rub my thumb along the pads of my fingertips when I know my future lover is just out of grasp of my fingers. And then I have just two more short ones, and I'll let you guys vibe. This one's called Silent Churches. Churches grew silent after you died. I felt I could hear a pin drop. Online sermons and outdoor congregations brought preachers with words I couldn't hear. Sermons sounded muffled, no breaking of the bread, no faces that seemed friendly enough to break bread with. Churches fell silent to me. I could not hear God in the Psalms nor in the homily, mouthing prayers. My voice made no sound. After you died, I felt God leave my church. I could not tell if he left because he wanted me to follow or just because he could. Wherever he's leading me, I hope I hear his voice soon. I'm sitting in a church surrounded by congregants, but I hear no sound. And then this last one is called Hands on Top of Graves. For those of you who don't know, I had a father who passed away last year from brain cancer. Hands on top of graves. There are moments where I sit beside you. I put my hands to the blades of grass and I take in air. I wish could fill your lungs. I hold my breath for a moment and feel what it's like to be you, motionless and breathless. For a moment, there isn't a cloud in the sky. I hope you see it from the other side. There are moments I run my hands on top of blades of grass, on top of your grave. I hold my breath, wishing you could hold yours. Thank you so much for the space. It was lovely to be here.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thank
Next
you.
10.
Gigi, welcome. And you're part of the next 10, huh?
I am. So I have a book coming out December 1st called Morning Flowers. Red and Green Books is going to be publishing it. Obviously, the wonderful Marissa Prada. I'm very excited just to have been a part of this community. It's great to be here tonight.
Dope. And I you already said it, right? But like your promotional stuff, like social media, if people want to hit you up, right? You mentioned your website.
Yeah,
and
it's iron_resilience and then arcadian-poetry.com. Look forward to seeing y'all.
very cool. Yes, lots of celebrations coming up for that. So congrats on that. And again, welcome and thanks for sticking around so late. Thank you, Gigi. Okay, we have a couple more peeps left. Malaysia. Oh, awesome. Yeah, we got another first time here. We have Julian Matthews with us. Julian, what's up, man? Was it like 1 o'clock over there?
Hi.
1 p.m.? How are you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
12 hours. It's lunchtime.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your patience and the stage is yours. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Just one short one. The library. When I was young, I could eat books. I would borrow 6 books at a time and devour them. Agatha Christie's mystery, Isaac Asimov science fiction, Louis L'Amour's Western. I would lie on the family couch and switch from one to the other, feeding my hungry brain with words and stories and characters of far-off places. Books were my escape, my indulgence, my Narnian doorway. Today, the library of my life has no takers, filled with all the things that were shelved. All that was new is now old. Nothing is borrowed. All is blue. No Hercule Poirot to uncover the mystery of this murder. No Harry Seldon's revelatory psychohistory at the end. The reluctant hero slash gunslinger has ridden into the sunset. The couch slouches in the middle under the weight of this listing self. Words are now prisoners sitting out their sentences. I take a key to every chapter and free page after page. Memories of you could fill a book worth burning. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And feel free also, if you want to leave like any promo stuff, social media, like ways we can hear more, because I haven't heard you before. All our peeps are showing you love, you know, about your writing, brilliant writing. So I'd love to hear more of your work. If you can leave a link or anything as well, appreciate that, Julian, if you can.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yes. Cool. Oh man, thinking about that. Always appreciate a good bookshelf, by the way, in the background. Thank you. So welcome to the show. So let's see, who do we? Oh, Finn Bell. Finn, yeah. I guess I don't know what happened to the sign up this time around, but you're still here, and you still want to perform, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, awesome, cool. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I hear you. Anyway, take it away, your magic.
Thank you. So 2 weeks ago, I attended the Tumble Words that Denise led. And she asked us, what are you healing? That was the question. And I blubbered all over the place when I first read this, but I won't today. What are you healing was the question. Saan ba sumasakit, anak? Where does it hurt, my baby? Without a mother to soothe skin knees with kisses over band-aids, all that remains is this soul that is being disrupted. 4 devil steeds, 4 devil roads. Rend apart, I cry out, mother, and she is summoned from all 4 sacred directions. We stand face to face, reflections mirrored, maiden, mother, crone. My world turned on its head, I take her place, I cannot be maiden, mother, crone. But she won't let me run, she roots me to her bosom, creeps her vines around my failing limbs, and spreads daffodils in my hollow womb. She won't let me drown. She engulfs me in her playful eddies and forces me to defy her current. She remembers how my fishtail was left behind in the water. She hands it to me, and then to me, and then to me, old and new. She won't let me die with her. She wants me to mind the hearth. In my life is her life, is my life, perpetual, unbroken. I gasp, I choke upon the smoke, insisting on lessons I do not want to learn. I try to expand my lungs to receive her blessing. We are watching the clouds together now. I can feel her blow kisses that rustle my hair in the coming breaths of her sefer. Tahan, anak, hush, child, is what she whispers in my ear. Everything will be all right. And then I wanted to share the poem that I shared a while ago for the favorite book theme. So this is Jane Austen is one of my favorite authors, and one of my favorite books by her is Sense and Sensibility. So this is about the sensibility and relating more with Marianne. So this is called Marianne, a Found Poem. He must enter in all my feelings. To allow him less of me would speak detachment. Flood through every cell and he overwhelms my inhibitions. I relent. I am submerged. I cannot lift my head above the weight of his attentions. This is how I have made him. This is how I fashion him. And now he moves in the motions that pantomime desire, in the words that parrot good intentions. Sympathetic ear, do you realize if I could but know his heart, my own would finally be at rest. Everything would be easy because he would love me. He could only love me. Do you know he loves me? I feel he loves me. It is in the thoughts exuberant that spill when he doesn't fold into himself and his moods. It is in the silence we hold between the curve of our chests. As we press them close, his breath, then my breath, becoming one, becoming their own rhythm, one waiting on another. I am patience herself. But even this virtue cannot outlive what will remain unspoken. She does not sleep in this bedchamber. There is no room for this phantom to sigh as we sigh, to take her pleasure between our sheets. She is voracious for this affair, but am I to watch in the shadows, always resignation and acceptance? I am certain how he admires me as only a lover is capable, how he toys with the idea of her, a connoisseur reveling in her fleeting charms, her bluster, her wiles. I have endured her exaltation, her surety in this grand design. She dances before me as she mouths my refrain. Because he would love me, he could love me. He could only love me. Do you know how he loves me? I feel he loves me. It is in how his eyes linger on me when he opens them and truly sees me. It is in the way we have yet to give the name to all the stars in this universe we have made. Did she see the raven fly the horizon today? Did she see her perch at the window, knowing? Had I not been bound to loyalty, I would smooth back her hair and whisper, "Let me soothe you with these lullabies, dear sister." Had I not been bound to her confidence, I would hold her to me so we could weep and mourn our loss in unison. Had I not been bound to silence, I could have taken her pale, lovely hands within my own and provided proof enough of a broken heart for her to look upon, to cherish before realization, before she crushed it, small, frightened bird inside her palm. When we find ourselves awakening, eyes blinded to the morning's accusation, we smile at one another with brave faces, pretend at the nonchalance we feel as we set about to untangle limbs from passion and passion from hearts, feigning indifference, facade cracking in this mockery. Sympathetic ear listening in, have you turned on me? Do you judge me? Believe you understand exact measure and shape love takes in its every fluctuation? What do you know of my heart? What do you know of anything but your own indignation, affection, boxed rigid, unyielding? What do you know of my suffering? I do not need the insults you heap upon my bowed spine as I depart. You have no need to lend your voice. I cannot express my own abhorrence of myself. I loathe this charade, but I cannot bring myself to do anything else but revisit this, our transgression nightly. We stay. None of us want release. We become the monster itself, all-consuming. We are not those blessed to feel desire in the light. We are those creatures who never love by halves. Love binds us.
Yes. Oh man, love binds us. That's on the Jane Austen, huh? Right on. I now I'm curious what everyone other books people wrote about tonight. But much love as always. Fincabulary too. One of the linchpins. And I know we've been talking about it
Damn,
all night, but we got Magic Mike coming up. Do you want to maybe we actually still have people watching online right now that might be just tuning in for the first time.
Yes, so on August 15th, we have the pleasure of bringing you our benefit called Magic Mike. It is a showcase of sensual poetry featuring a wonderful cast of 9 amazing poets, our brother poets from our own poetry family. And we will be doing this for the benefit of the Butterfly Project in the Philippines, which is a respite, a haven for girls who have suffered from trafficking and sexual violence. I have all this information. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's also on my Eventbrite page, which is Fincabulary. You just have to click Fincabulary and online events. So yeah, please come through. Please donate however little, because this cause is really, really worthy and really close to both Kemlyn and my heart, having been survivors. So yeah, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So I will push that link as well on our media, just to try and get people out as well. All about it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So what is it's that game again? We're like, all right. All right. Now I'm gonna shut up. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. All right. Yeah. We got more peeps. But yes, send that link and we will put it out there in the world so more people can see it. But thank you for that explanation, Twin. As always, and your presence here and what you share. Let's see, we got Poet Con up next. We're getting ready to celebrate her book, double book release. She's got 2 books that she put out. Amazing as always, and she's always gonna kill it. Con, what's up? Let's see, I just saw it.
Hey,
Yo, what's up,
darling? How you doing? Hey, y'all. Good to be in the building. Man, everybody's been fan-damn-tastic. Fan, you took my breath away a little bit. It's happened a few times tonight, but anyway. So I have some new shit. I've been reading out of my book a lot, which is great. Thank the Lord. But today, this just kind of poured out of me. So I'm gonna share it with the fam. This is, I wrote it in gold, which is just real smart. So these are haikus, trying something
I want to see
different.
the gold.
Right? It's kind of just you can't even see it. Hopefully I can get through it. But I call this The Police. They were outside my house today, and this just poured out of me while I was sitting here. The entire time they sit outside my house, my pussy is a fist. They walk where I lay, trample where I hide my prize when they leave. Afraid and dismayed, laying on the floor till they leave, cry, I cannot breathe. Bills I want to pay, hills I want to lay, pay, stay. I want safe at home. I long to be free. captivated liberty, prejudged no longer. Constricted airways, dare I say, po-po outside, in my home I hide. Vocal cord district, turn my eyes, hope I miss it, El Paso PD. That's my collection of haiku pieces. And I hope y'all like that. I wanted to share something from my book. This is called Distant Lover. Distant lover, lover. Ooh, so many miles away. I've been in love with you all day. All day. My day is filled with daydreams of you, me, us, how it could all be a 6-year-long lie. By nightfall, I cry. I laugh, I smile, I ponder, then I cry each and every time. A new bruise I enjoy from the moment your profile picture comes across my screen. I have to own it. You are either my grandfather reincarnated or the devil, the shepherd playing your angle. Either way, I am lost on a journey in need of its ending, including love. Not just for me, but all of us. Is that you, my distant lover? This is why I hate you. You always know when to call. It does not matter how, it does not matter if it has been so long, we never skip a beat. Never ending cyber sessions keep me coming, running to the phone, trying not to miss you. I vividly fantasize of me kissing you, giving you, me, the tattoo on your belly. The idea of you being the one is nothing new to me. Sadly, it is still an idea. Maybe that is all it will be. Do you want to raise someone else's kids? Do you want a family with me? Like, really? No visits, no pause breaks, no baby daddy drama. There is silence on that end. Just in need of a friend that wants to be a father. Is that you, distant lover? Is this a fairy tale that causes more hell than pleasure? Leaves me begging for your call every time I open my mind to the paradigm of distance not being an issue. Now, I am his and my kids too. Do you even give a damn? Talks about more kids, land, more time, us, me and you making love under the sun, no neighbors around us. Is it just a lie? 6 years and a whole lot of tears. Are you wasting my time? This is when I hate you. There is no one like you. I face the possibility of living in a cruel world where no one will love me like you do, yet I cannot have you. Why? Is it all a lie? You do me the same way you have always done me in every way, yet I keep coming back. Eye contact got me coming back to back to back while we are loving. Your shit talking keeps me tantalized. We talk for hours. We play, we lay. I end up alone all the same way every fucking time. You are out of sight, but not out of my mind. No, I have been in love with you all day. You lure me in every time. I am trying to reclaim my mind. I cannot afford this paradigm of being in love and being in love and being in love and being alone. That's that piece. Thank y'all.
Your voice. You
Wow.
sang to us. Thank you. I love you, honey. I'm proud
Thank
of
you. I'm so inspired by all my beautiful poets. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for a place to just come let your hair down and kick it, Richie. And hell yeah, for our place. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Wow, that ending. Poets around the world. I remember.
Poets all over the world.
We poets all over the world.
Yeah. I'm ready to celebrate on Friday at 306. You know 306 Studios. Cool. It's a
Going
cool
down,
spot.
man.
Cool space. I'm trying to record a little bit of video too, so we can put that online of the release.
I wanna say something real quick if I can.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much, Clemlin, for what you got going on with the fellas on Sunday. Not just because I'm gonna be there in the nets, but just here recently, I found out that my best friend, and let me just break this down a little bit because we throw best friend around a lot. Like this is family. Like she saved me at a time when I didn't have nobody. We kept each other's kids. We, her 14-year-old daughter is missing. Been missing since July 25th. I raised this little baby, I know her personally. And to just see a picture of her, missing, call this number. And I was like, so somebody close to me, man, damn, man, that's it. Watching your friends lose their kids, that's hell, man. That's our kids, that could happen to my babies, your babies. So I really, really appreciate, I didn't get to tell you that the last time we talked. So thank you for your efforts and for giving a damn. Appreciate y'all, man.
Wow. Did not know. Yeah, sending love. If there's anything like people can share of some sort, just send those our way.
I have my bad. I have a missing ad, I guess, kindly, of her with some pictures on it of her. And, so I can, if you like, supposedly she may be coming out. I mean, because I'm sorry, I'm shaking a little bit, but she's a beautiful half breed, not half breed, forgive me, but she's half Hispanic, half Black, but she doesn't look like her mom. She looks Hispanic, and she's 14, man, so yeah, man, what a world. So we keep all our babies in prayer. We pray over our women. We pray over our men. We just pray. Just pray. So love y'all, man.
Yeah. I mean, anything you feel is right that we can help, and then let's just keep taking care. Let's take care of each other. Not just here online, but in person and when we're out and about. Thank you, Khan. So let's see. Okay, because of time, I know I so many wonderful people here the chat. So much love for tuning in. I believe we're going to close the show based on the sign up sheet. We're going to close the show with one of our regulars, but really quick, if you guys do want to sign up in the future, as always, you can follow us online. I put a link right there in the chat. Our link tree is usually the first place I put up the sign up sheet. So in case I don't have an opportunity to make an event page or promote it right away, that's usually right there. So, and that's if you guys want to get on early, sign up early. So, because I know these can run late. Wow, what as always, all the emotions throughout the night. It's a lot to go through, but it's good to feel alive and that connection with everyone. Man, it's always hard to kind of just move on from these things. But we keep moving. And hopefully with support and love. But let's go ahead and bring up Mr. Dan the Man is, I believe, with us, and Dan is just his own category. It's just Dan the Man. Dan, ready?
Ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm ready. Go for it, man.
Spotlight. Where's my spotlight? Click. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just meaning this over again. Okay. First off, Con, send your best friend my sincere apologies. I'm so sorry her 14-year-old daughter disappeared. We cannot assume that she's presumed dead. We cannot say that. But so send my sincere apologies. My sympathies, please. All right. For those of you, and the name Karen what's her name again? Hold on. Cameron Bab, I gotta say, outstanding performance. That was a beautiful performance you did. You're very welcome.
Thank you, Dan.
And okay. All right, and anybody else who did, and the name Lolo, she almost sounds like she also sounds like Lulu of the GFN band. That's the drummer. Yeah. Oh well. And I know I did promote Denise Sign's book, The Valley of the Snake, on my blog that I did. So you're very welcome. When's your book gonna be released?
It is in my hands, darling.
Oh.
Heck yeah. But we're having an official book release Friday. But yes, as far as it being available, it's available.
Oh, it's just already been released. Okay. Okay, I see. Okay, I'm gonna make this quick. It looks like not only I'm behind schedule on everything's gone haywire, and oh man. I'm gonna say something. I don't know what the title called, but it's been a tough day. Well, from the house to the grocery stores, get to the errands, but hit a snag and a bumper on the car got to the drag. That's a long story. From there, things soured. Things a little off, and I don't know what just going on with another thing and another drag, and then after a tough day, went home. What can we say? What a disastrous day. And then went across, took somebody to work, then went one last errand, and then get home right here. What can we say? What an unforgettable day. That's a long story, though. Okay, and I know I made it quick. So, okay, that is it. So, just a short one for right now. But we'll be featured on the Scenes of My Poetry Slam. Don't get to say yeah. Sorry. Okay, well, but just to let you know, I'm about 2 weeks away on Wednesday for my 7-year anniversary of Dan the Man's Weekly. So definitely looking forward. It's almost 7 years now. And I still keep going. Okay, so all right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and send you my card. All right, here it is. Read it and weep it. Okay. Don't forget my 7-year anniversary. Just my 7-year anniversary, Dan the Man's Weekly, on Wednesday, August 25th. You guys don't want to miss it. But I'm gonna do some changes so on the intro, but I'll keep you guys posted. And here it is. Read it and weep it. Find me on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook. Don't forget the hashtag, and don't forget find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. Okay. All right. For those of you who are new, oh wait, I guess they already left. So okay, I guess I'll screenshot this one. All right, you guys, y'all be careful, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Thank you. All right, and Con and Denise, hope I see you Friday at 3:06. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. Back to you, Richie, and hopefully, Richie, I'll see you Friday.
Yes, hopefully you see us at the events we're hosting and all being featured in. Yes.
Yeah,
No, hope to see you,
Yeah, because I have strong ties at the 3:06, and I'll definitely be there. And all right. Okay, take us home, Richie.
Thank you, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Okay. Another Monday night. Another one for the books. Again, many thanks to everyone who performed, everyone who showed up to support, everyone who was on the live stream. And if by chance you're just watching this at some point further on, as always, thank you as well. The whole point of this is to showcase what everyone's working on, special events, right? Like Magic Mike that have a very important cause behind it. And just to connect, with our humanity with one another. So, we're going to go ahead and as always, we'll be back next Monday and we'll see you guys next time. Peace. Later.
Peace.